LoveLore Library. Chapter 633. Lu Jia, you should leave. Qin Feng's voice suddenly sounded. Lu Jia was grumbling about Teacher Qiao Feng's love for stirring up trouble, but when he heard Teacher Qiao Feng's words, he felt as if something deep in his heart had been poked. He even felt a deep sense of guilt for what he had just said. If he could meet a brother like Teacher Qiao Feng, who would go through fire and water with him, what was there to be afraid of even if they were to die together in the soaring cloud mansion? Whoosh! Lu Jia leaped into the air and landed beside Qin Feng. Qin Feng felt the ground beneath his feet tremble slightly. Teacher Qiao Feng, I'm not leaving. If I want to leave, let's leave together. Lu Jia clenched his fists, and his eyes turned red. He felt like he was back when Boss Qin was still around. So what if he had to face Uncle Hu whom he couldn't defeat? I've eaten more meat than you've eaten. Do you think I'm afraid of you? Qin Feng was slightly stunned when he saw that Lu Jia was ready to go to the battlefield, but he quickly reacted. Without even looking at Lu Jia, Qin Feng said calmly, Don't misunderstand. I'm letting you go because I don't want you to drag me down when we fight. It'll be very heavy if I want to run away with you. Qin Feng spoke the truth. Before Lu Jia even started fighting, he felt like his heart was stabbed in the back by his teammates. How dare you cause trouble in the soaring cloud mansion? Do you think you can leave? Uncle Hu was furious when he saw Qin Feng and Lu Jia's antics. Ever since the opening of the soaring cloud mansion, no one had ever dared to cause trouble or beat up people in the mansion while Uncle Hu was in charge of guarding the mansion. Qin Feng was obviously the first. Rumble. Uncle Hu's body flashed, and the sound of wind breaking echoed in the air. In the eyes of the crowd, Uncle Hu's body had already turned into a series of afterimages. It was impossible to tell which one was real. Move aside. Qin Feng's calm expression suddenly changed, and he sent Lu Jia flying with a palm strike. Then, he punched Uncle Hu. Bang! Last time, Qin Feng dealt with the willow tree while exchanging punches with Uncle Hu. This time, the two of them used all their strength and collided head-on. The loud sound of the collision was as deep as thunder, and it pressed down on everyone's hearts, making it hard for them to breathe. After both fists landed, Uncle Hu quickly retreated with profound footwork. Qin Feng's slender body soared into the air, and he did a beautiful somersault before landing on the ground. Puff! As soon as he landed, he couldn't help but spit out a mouthful of blood. Uncle Hu's face also turned pale. He pressed one hand on his chest, probably to suppress the surging blood qi. Teacher Qiao Feng, are you all right? Lu Jia ran towards Qin Feng worriedly. Qin Feng waved his hand and yelled, Don't come over. Just stand aside and watch. Lu Jia stopped in his tracks. He knew that he was not qualified to compete with Qiao Feng. He was afraid that he would become a burden to Teacher Qiao Feng. Qin Feng raised his hand and placed 2 healing pills into his mouth. This action was as if he was smoothing out his own hair. It was natural and quick, and no one noticed that Qin Feng had eaten the 2 pills. Perhaps only Qin Feng would eat level 1 healing pills like they were sweets. As the healing pills' effect spread, Qin Feng's chaotic qi and blood quickly stabilized. Qin Feng slowly stood up again. His face was rosy and glowing, as if nothing had happened. Voila! Cries of surprise rang out from all around. Everyone was shocked by Qin Feng's powerful battle prowess and recovery ability. Was this person an unkillable cockroach? Amazing! He's too amazing. When did such a powerful person appear in the capital? He looks about the same age as us. How could he withstand Uncle Hu's punch? He's at least a stage 6 inner chi expert, right? A stage 6 inner chi expert at such a young age. Is the capital going to change? Even if everyone was afraid of Uncle Hu and knew that he would be angry if he heard their discussions, they couldn't suppress the emotions and fanaticism in their hearts when they saw Qin Feng appear out of nowhere. They were about to boil with excitement. Howren, who is that person? Dongfang Qing Shui's eyelashes fluttered as her gaze fell on Qin Feng. Dongfang Howren was also at a loss. He blankly shook his head and said, I don't know. It's my first time seeing him. Maybe he's not from the capital. Hearing her brother's answer, Dongfang Qing Shui's beautiful eyes that were as bright as the stars flickered. She pondered and no one knew what she was thinking. I'll ask you one last time. Who are you? What sect do you belong to? If you tell me, I might be able to recognize your sect. I might even spare your life. If you dare to behave atrociously again, I will definitely not spare you. Everyone's discussion made Uncle Hu extremely angry. His dignified face turned fiery red from holding back his anger. Uncle Hu's knowledge was vast. He saw that Qin Feng was so powerful at such a young age. It was very likely that he was a disciple of an outer sect. If Qin Feng was from China's 3 sects or 5 sects, then Uncle Hu really couldn't do anything to Qin Feng. Ah! What's wrong? Don't tell me you're scared. Don't you dislike me? Just fight me. What's with all this nonsense? I don't belong to any sect. I don't change my name. I'm Qiao Feng. After exchanging punches with Uncle Hu, Qin Feng already knew Uncle Hu's strength. It was no wonder that Qin Feng couldn't see through Uncle Hu's strength. It was because Uncle Hu didn't cultivate inner qi, but an external fish technique. Uncle Hu was a stage 7 external expert. Qin Feng's external technique had reached stage 5. If he used it with the special rank Thunder Tiger fists, Qin Feng could explode with 9 times the strength of a normal person. That was equivalent to a stage 8 external expert. It was possible for him to fight with Uncle Hu. However, Qin Feng didn't dare to casually use techniques and spiritual weapons. That would easily expose his identity. Thus, Qin Feng could only use inner qi to fight with Uncle Hu's inner qi. However, Qin Feng's inner qi was no match for Uncle Hu's stage 7 external expert. Luckily, Qin Feng wore the sacred azure battle armor and was stuck at the bottleneck of breaking through. This gave Qin Feng the confidence to fight. He wanted to break through during the fight and defeat Uncle Hu. Arrogant brat, take this. Uncle Hu was enraged by Qin Feng's words. He gathered his inner qi and attacked Qin Feng with a mysterious footwork. Uncle Hu's speed had obviously doubled, and his aura was like a rolling thundercloud. Qin Feng didn't activate the sacred azure battle armor's hypersensory, so he felt like his eyes weren't enough to see everything. Bang! In the blink of an eye, Uncle Hu was in front of Qin Feng. Qin Feng didn't have time to think. He punched out. Just as his fist was about to land on Uncle Hu's body, Qin Feng's expression changed. He had hit an afterimage. Qin Feng's fist missed, but he felt a strong wind behind him. He didn't have time to dodge and his body was sent flying. After falling to the ground, Qin Feng took out 2 healing pills from the system. He also took out 2 mind-cleansing pills and threw them into his mouth. After a while, Qin Feng stood up again. Humph! You stinking brat, you can't even withstand a single blow. With that little ability of yours, how dare you? Uncle Hu had a look of disdain on his face when he saw Qin Feng being sent flying by his fist. However, before he could finish his arrogant words, he saw Qin Feng slowly stand up. Qin Feng's face was rosy and glowing, as if nothing had happened. How can this be? Why can't you hit me? Uncle Hu frowned and looked surprised. His eyes were covered by half of his eyelids, and there was a trace of worry in them. He felt that the young man in front of him was a terrifying existence. Qin Feng stood with his back bent. He wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth with his right hand and looked at Uncle Hu with an innocent smile. You said I'm weak. Then why can't you defeat me? Aren't you even more trash? Trash. This guy dared to call Uncle Hu trash in the soaring cloud mansion. The whole hall quieted down. Only people's frantic heartbeats and rapid breathing could be heard. Uncle Hu's expression instantly darkened. He was so angry that he gritted his teeth. He didn't waste any more time talking to Qin Feng. He used the mysterious footwork again. Uncle Hu's body turned into a blur, making it hard for people to see him clearly. Qin Feng had already activated hypersensory. Facing Uncle Hu, who was attacking like a wild beast, Qin Feng stood still with his hands behind his back. The blurs slowed down in Qin Feng's eyes. He could see Uncle Hu's position, and he could see every step and movement of his mysterious footwork. Qin Feng had to admit that Uncle Hu's footwork was very profound. With this footwork, even if he met an opponent of a higher realm, he would be able to escape easily. Brat, let's see if you can take my punch or not. After a few breaths of time, Uncle Hu arrived in front of Qin Feng. His fists were filled with a fierce and cold wind, mixed with a powerful force. Qin Feng didn't move. He stared at Uncle Hu's fists. Qin Feng realized that not only Uncle Hu's footwork was mysterious, but his fists were also full of changes. It was hard to see the trajectory of his fists. If Qin Feng didn't activate hypersensory, he wouldn't be able to see where Uncle Hu's fists were going to land. Mystifying fist. Roar! Uncle Hu roared. His aura increased rapidly. His fist was aimed at Qin Feng's stomach. However, Qin Feng didn't move his lower body. Instead, he quickly tilted his head. Whoosh! The huge fist that was going to land on Qin Feng's stomach suddenly changed direction. It was aimed at Qin Feng's head. However, there was only a sharp sound when the fist landed. Uncle Hu's fist missed. Hee, your fists are not that great. Look at mine. Qin Feng sneered. He moved as fast as lightning and punched Uncle Hu's stomach. Bang! Uncle Hu hadn't recovered from the shock. He quickly retreated. After retreating more than 10 steps, Uncle Hu finally stopped. The marble floor he had stepped on was now covered with fine cracks. Cough, cough. Qin Feng was now a stage 6 inner chi expert. His full-strength punch was not to be underestimated. Uncle Hu coughed violently, but that was all. Qin Feng and Uncle Hu's eyes met in the air. The temperature seemed to drop by a few degrees. Both of them were shocked. Uncle Hu didn't expect Qin Feng to break through his mystifying fist and mystifying steps. Qin Feng didn't think that his punch with all his strength didn't even cause Uncle Hu's internal injuries. Uncle Hu didn't even spit out blood. His physical body was too strong. Was this the great advantage of practicing external techniques? After Qin Feng got the system, he first entered the path of martial arts through external fist techniques. Therefore, Qin Feng had a good understanding of external cultivation. External cultivators needed to constantly train their bodies, allowing their bodies to break through their limits and achieve breakthroughs in realms. This kind of body training method was extremely cruel and torturous. Without a strong will, very few people could achieve great results in external cultivation. Qin Feng felt that external cultivation was too time-consuming and harmful to his body. Therefore, he put all his effort into breaking through the internal realm. However, after Qin Feng met a few experts in external cultivation, he became interested in external cultivation again. The Shaolin Temple's Yuan Jin and Yuan Qing's ultimate killer move, Invincible Golden Body, was a powerful form of external cultivation. Uncle Fu and Qi Wanjun were part of China's 5 tigers. They were all stage 9 external experts. Even Qin Feng, who had used the people-killing book to increase his stage 9 inner qi, was no match for Qi Wanjun. At this moment, Uncle Hu was only a stage 7 inner qi expert, but his body's defense was already so strong. Qin Feng believed that with his current realm, he could easily kill a stage 7 inner qi expert. However, facing Uncle Hu, who was a stage 7 external expert, Qin Feng didn't know where to start. Chapter 634. You can see the flaws in my disorienting steps and disorienting fist. Are you from Shaolin? After the two stared at each other for a long time, Uncle Hu spoke first. His voice trembled slightly. I already said I'm not from any sect. Do you not understand human language? Qin Feng smiled faintly and continued to provoke Uncle Hu. Qin Feng was prepared to use Uncle Hu to break through. Qin Feng would not let go of such a ready-made sparring partner. Humph. I don't believe that I can't even take care of a little brat like you. Uncle Hu was infuriated by Qin Feng. At this time, he was very calm. He used disorienting steps again and flew towards Qin Feng. In everyone's eyes, Uncle Hu started to transform again. His body was erratic and illusory. However, in Qin Feng's eyes, Uncle Hu's every move was incomparably clear and could not escape Qin Feng's eyes. Bang! Uncle Hu's ferocious punch hit empty air. Roar! Uncle Hu's punch missed, so he quickly followed up with a kick, but it hit empty air again. Flames shot out of Uncle Hu's eyes, and his entire face became ferocious. His fists kept alternating and changing unpredictably. The wind howled in the air, and it was as if there was a gale blowing all around him. However, no matter how Uncle Hu attacked, he couldn't even touch a hair on Qin Feng's body. Qin Feng only dodged and did not attack. Otherwise, Uncle Hu would have been sent flying. Anyway, Uncle Hu had thick skin and flesh. Even if Qin Feng sent him flying, Uncle Hu would be fine. Qin Feng might as well conserve his strength. As he dodged, he observed Uncle Hu's mysterious disorienting steps and disorienting fist. Slowly, Qin Feng found the key points of these two techniques and began to absorb them for his own use. Ah, stinking brat, why the hell are you only dodging and not attacking? Are you looking down on me? I'll make you regret this. Uncle Hu started to go crazy towards the end. He was an external stage 7 expert. When had he ever met an enemy who insulted him like this? Uncle Hu's footsteps were messed up, and his fist techniques were messed up. He was like a mad lion chasing after Qin Feng and beating him up. Qin Feng shook his head. This time, he couldn't continue to study the shadow step and shadow fists. Luckily, Qin Feng had observed for a long time and had more or less learned them. Eat this elder's palm. Seeing that it was about time, Qin Feng quickly struck out with his palm, wanting to send Uncle Hu flying. However, as soon as he struck out, he clearly slowed down. Qin Feng's mouth twitched. It turned out that the time limit of the Sacred Azure Battle Armor's hyper-intuition was up, and Qin Feng returned to his original state. Uncle Hu felt a chill run through his body. He felt like he was going to be sent flying in the next second. However, very quickly, a strange light flashed through Uncle Hu's eyes. Seeing Qin Feng suddenly slow down, Uncle Hu did not hesitate and threw a punch. Bang! Qin Feng, who had just spoken, was sent flying. This time, he crashed into the marble wall and cracked a large piece of marble. Uncle Hu wasn't happy that Qin Feng was sent flying. Instead, he looked at his own fist blankly. Then, he looked at Qin Feng, who was on the ground. He couldn't understand Qin Feng. What the hell was this brat doing? I'm going to faint. Why did Qiao Feng fly? Didn't he just say those harsh words? Haven't you heard that a competition is a sacrifice? The more arrogant you are, the faster you will die. Why do I feel that something is wrong? Xiao Feng was just teasing Uncle Hu. Why was he sent flying? Everyone felt that something was wrong, but they couldn't figure out the reason. Lu Jia had forgotten how many times Teacher Xiao Feng had been sent flying. The main thing was that Teacher Xiao Feng didn't stand up after being sent flying. Instead, he sat on the ground motionlessly. Teacher Xiao Feng, are you okay? Lu Jia was worried. He quickly ran to Qin Feng's side to check on his injuries. Qin Feng ignored Lu Jia. He didn't get up because the inner qi in his dantian had reached a state of saturation. Qin Feng felt that he was about to break through. Teacher Xiao Feng, say something. Say something. Don't scare me. You can't die. You can't die. Seeing that Qin Feng didn't say anything, Lu Jia's face turned pale. He grabbed Qin Feng's body and shook him until he was dizzy. Bang! Suddenly, a muffled sound came from Qin Feng's body. It scared Lu Jia so much that he jumped up. Oh my god! Teacher Xiao Feng, you were preparing to fart. Your fart is really loud. It's like thunder. Qin Feng had only heard of snoring that sounded like thunder. This was the first time he heard someone describe a fart as thunder. Moreover, Qin Feng didn't fart. He was cultivating both internal and external cultivation. He had broken through at the same time and reached stage 6 external and stage 7 inner qi. Shut up, you damn fatty. Qin Feng was infuriated by Lu Jia. He wanted nothing more than to slap this ADHD fatty until he passed out. Lu Jia also realized that he had said something wrong. His expression changed. He looked at everyone seriously and yelled, "Pft, pft, pft. I was wrong. Please pretend that you didn't hear anything. It was thunder just now, not Teacher Xiao Feng's fart." The corner of Qin Feng's mouth twitched. A small flame appeared in his palm. If he raised his hand slightly, Lu Jia would turn into ashes in the next second. Even Uncle Hu was angered by Lu Jia's silly behavior. He usually killed people in his battles, so he was very serious and cold. What was the difference between this scene and a circus? Get out of here! Qin Feng roared at Lu Jia. Lu Jia was so frightened that he hastily retreated to the side. He grumbled incessantly, "You're the one who farted, not me. Why are you so fierce?" Qin Feng pretended that he didn't hear Lu Jia's complaints. However, Master Long was here. They only heard his voice, but didn't see him. "You're Xiao Feng, right?" The penetrating voice sounded again. This time, the crowd suddenly burst into an uproar. Everyone looked toward the center of the hall. Master Long was standing in the crowd. The rich young masters and daughters standing next to Master Long were so scared that their faces turned pale. They had been standing in the hall for so long, but they didn't notice that the mysterious Master Long of the Soaring Cloud Mansion was standing next to them. This feeling was like suddenly seeing a ghost in the middle of the night. It was really hard to accept. The crowd quickly divided into two rows, each standing on one side, and made a path between Qin Feng and Master Long. On the other side of the path, an old man in his 60s stood with his hands behind his back. His white hair was neatly combed behind his head. The old man was tall and slender. He didn't look like an old man at all. He was more energetic than a young man. His deep black eyes flickered with a strange light. It was as if he couldn't see anyone else. He just stared at Qin Feng. Master Long had already asked the question, but Qin Feng didn't come to his senses even after several seconds. When Qin Feng found Lord Long opposite him, he immediately felt the fluctuation of internal qi in Lord Long's body. Lord Long's body was like an old well, a pool of stagnant water. There was no fluctuation of breath, but it gave Qin Feng a strong sense of crisis. Qin Feng still couldn't figure out Master Long's strength, but he was sure that Master Long was more powerful than Uncle Fu and Qi Wanjun, the most powerful people he had seen so far. "It seems that you're deaf." Chief Long's voice rang out. There was not the slightest emotion in it. It did not sound like he was mocking or angry. It was as if he was stating a fact. Qin Feng still didn't speak. It was the first time he had seen such a powerful opponent like Master Long. For a moment, he didn't know what to do. Not to mention that Qin Feng couldn't use spiritual weapons and cultivation methods in order to hide his identity. Qin Feng felt that he was no match for Master Long even if there was no one around. Qin Feng, who had been wild and unruly all night, suddenly fell silent. Everyone was shocked. They thought Qiao Feng was admitting defeat, but no one looked down on Qiao Feng because no one thought that the mysterious Master Long of the Soaring Cloud Mansion would suddenly appear. Everyone even thought that Qiao Feng had forced Master Long to come out. This man was really heaven-defying. Qiao Feng's name would definitely spread throughout the capital city's upper class tonight. "I'm not deaf. I just think your question is a little boring, so I'm too lazy to answer," Qin Feng suddenly said. His words caused a stir. Now that things had come to this, Qin Feng had already thought it through. If Master Long attacked, he would escape immediately. If he couldn't escape, he would release Shimen Chuexue. Even if his identity was exposed, Qin Feng couldn't care less. After all, his life was the most important thing. Chapter 635. Interesting. A hint of coldness flashed across Chief Long's expressionless face. His body flashed and he suddenly disappeared from everyone's sight. "Chief Long, where did Chief Long go?" "Uncle Hu." Uncle Hu disappeared as well. Fudge, Chief Long already saved Uncle Hu. He was that fast. The instant Chief Long disappeared, the entire hall was filled with an oppressive aura. Even Qin Feng couldn't see Chief Long's figure. The instant Chief Long disappeared, Qin Feng couldn't see him anymore. On the other side of the passageway, Chief Long stood with his hands behind his back. What was different was that there was an extra person next to him. It was Uncle Hu, who had been kicked into the wall by Qin Feng. No one thought that Uncle Hu jumped down on his own. Then, Uncle Hu was saved by Master Long. However, from Master Long's disappearance to his reappearance, it was only a few breaths of time, or even shorter. If they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, they wouldn't have believed it even if they were beaten to death. Listening to the whispers of the people behind him, Master Long's expression was calm. It was as if nothing had happened. He placed his palm on Uncle Hu's back. A moment later, Uncle Hu's pale face turned rosy again. "Thank you, Chief Long." Chief Long withdrew his hand and Uncle Hu cupped his hands and bowed in thanks. Chief Long didn't look at Uncle Hu, and his gaze remained on Qin Feng. "Since you're too lazy to answer my questions, you don't need to speak in the future." After saving Uncle Hu, Chief Long once again spoke. His voice was very calm, but it sounded like thunder in everyone's hearts. "Don't need to speak in the future." Lord Long had the intention to kill Qiao Feng. All of Qin Feng's hairs stood on end. At this moment, he felt an unprecedented sense of nervousness and an icy aura of death. Qin Feng's consciousness had already entered the Hedonist sovereign system, ready to summon Shimen Chuexue at any moment. However, at this moment, a melodious voice sounded out. "Dongfang Qing Shui greets Chief Long." Dongfang Qing Shui, who was standing at the door, suddenly walked over with small steps like a fairy. When she walked through the crowd, everyone's gazes fell on Dongfang Qing Shui. When Dongfang Haoren came back to his senses, he found that his sister had already walked far away. Dongfang Haoren looked anxious. He couldn't understand why his sister had come out at this time. When Qin Feng felt the aura of death suddenly disappear, a benevolent smile appeared on Chief Long's expressionless face. He looked at Dongfang Qingxue and said, "Haha. So you're the precious granddaughter of that old fellow Wisdom King. Why have you come to such a gathering of the rich?" Chief Long obviously knew Dongfang Qingxue, and he also knew Dongfang Qingxue's grandfather. When Chief Long called Dongfang Mingwang an old man, the corners of everyone's mouths twitched. They were getting more and more curious about Chief Long's background. "Master Long, you haven't been to my humble abode for a long time. Grandfather still talks about you from time to time." Dongfang Qingxue had a slight smile on her face, and two shallow dimples appeared on her cheeks. It was like the spring breeze after the rain, giving people a refreshing feeling. Lord Long's smile widened and he shouted at the top of his lungs, "Little Qingxue, don't lie to me. Do you think that old King Ming will miss me? I definitely don't believe that. Master Long is an old friend of my grandfather. Of course my grandfather would talk about you. This matter cannot be fake." Dongfang Qingxue was not nervous in front of Chief Long. Her calm demeanor and words made everyone deeply admire her. Chief Long faced the sky and laughed. Halfway through his laughter, his expression suddenly changed. He expressionlessly looked at Dongfang Qingxue. "Little Qingxue, your Grandpa Long still has some private matters to take care of today. You can play as you please here. When I have time, I will go find that old fellow King Ming to exchange pointers." Chief Long didn't know why Dongfang Qingxue suddenly stood out, but he clearly didn't have any patience and didn't want to continue talking with Dongfang Qingxue. Dongfang Qingxue's expression didn't change, and her shallow dimples still hung on her cheeks. She smiled and said, "Chief Long, Qingxue has a request." "Speak. Please spare Qiao Feng this once." Rumble. Dongfang Qingxue's words were like a bolt of lightning that struck everyone's heads. Even Chief Long had a face of shock and confusion as he looked at Dongfang Qingxue. The capital's three young masters were dumbfounded. Lu Jia had dementia. Dongfang Haoran's mouth was wide open, but he couldn't say anything. Even Qin Feng was puzzled. His current appearance was so ordinary. Could it be that Dongfang Qingxue was attracted by his talent? Yes. That must be the case. Ha ha ha. Chief Long suddenly faced the sky and laughed. Halfway through his laughter, his voice turned cold. "Little girl Qingxue, I'm old. Is there something wrong with my ears? You want me to spare that brat this once?" Chief Long acted as if he had heard the funniest joke in the world. Everyone's faces were filled with disbelief, but Dongfang Qingxue didn't seem to notice. She calmly said, "Chief Long's ears are sharp and your martial arts are profound. How can you be old?" The smile on Chief Long's face disappeared. He looked seriously at Dongfang Qingxue. He couldn't figure out why Dongfang Qingxue stood out to ask for leniency for Qiao Feng. This girl was extremely intelligent and always made it hard for the older generation to understand her. "What if I say no?" Chief Long said. "Does Chief Long really want to do this?" Dongfang Qingxue asked back. A cold light flashed in the depths of Chief Long's eyes that were half covered by his eyelids. Who dared to say anything that he had decided on? If it wasn't for Dongfang Qingxue's grandfather, Chief Long wouldn't have wasted so much time talking to her. Seeing that Chief Long didn't reply, Dongfang Qingxue continued, "As the purple dragon of China's 9 dragons, Chief Long is a role model for us juniors to learn from. Especially for those who practice ancient martial arts, they revere Chief Long even more. I believe that Chief Long, as a senior, also cherishes and cares for juniors. Naturally, you won't make a move on them." Dongfang Qingxue's voice was ethereal and had a hint of sweetness to it. Chief Long's expression changed again and again. There was even a sinister look on his face. He didn't expect that Dongfang Qing Shui would expose his identity. China's purple dragon. Oh my god, Chief Long is actually the purple dragon of China's 9 dragons. No wonder no one has dared to cause trouble in Soaring Cloud Manor even though it has been established for so long. With Chief Long's support, whoever dares to cause trouble must be tired of living. I can't. Too many things have happened tonight. My brain can't hold them all. The crowd was in an uproar again. It was even more intense than the previous few times. China's 9 dragons and 5 tigers were peak existences in the secular world. They guarded the 4 corners of the world, suppressing the large powers of China and intimidating the ambitions of other countries towards China. The 9 dragons and 5 tigers were all mysterious existences. Their identities were rarely leaked. Other than people like Dongfang Mingwang who were pushed to the surface by the country, the rest of the 9 dragons and 5 tigers were all hidden in the dark. This purple dragon was clearly a hidden dragon, so when everyone learned of Chief Long's identity, they were all shocked. Ha, ha, ha. Chief Long, who had a cold expression the entire time, once again laughed. He finally suppressed the anger in his heart and didn't explode at Dongfang Qing Shui. That little girl Qing Shui is truly the smartest person in the Dongfang family. It's a pity that she's a baby girl. Chief Long sighed. Everyone didn't understand what he meant, but Dongfang Haoran who was standing not far away had a dark expression. He understood Chief Long's meaning. Chief Long was saying that he was inferior to his elder sister. This was also indirectly saying that the men of Dongfang Mingwang's family were all incompetent people. Dongfang Haoran was angry, but he didn't dare say it out loud. Chief Long didn't even look at Dongfang Haoran as he continued to say, however, I still can't agree to this. Dongfang Qing Shui's expression slightly changed. She asked, Chief Long, why? Could it be that you don't cherish the genius of the younger generation? Do you want to strangle him in the cradle? Dongfang Qing Shui directly condemned Chief Long. Everyone was shocked. After Qin Feng returned to provincial capital university as Chiao Feng and led the medical college's class to defeat the St. Second Medical College's representative, the system's mission of creating the ultimate Class 1 was suddenly completed. Rumble. Without a second thought, Qin Feng entered the Hedonist system and opened the Palace of Heroes. Millions of stars twinkled in the dark night sky, and each star represented an incomparably powerful hero. One of the stars turned into a shooting star and flew toward Qin Feng. Master, Shimin Chui Shui requests to fight. As soon as Qin Feng entered the Palace of Heroes, Shimin Chui Shui, who was dressed in a white robe, walked up to him. Qin Feng waved his hand and said, You can't fight for now. Otherwise, my identity will be exposed. Greetings, Master, Western Poison Ouyang Feng, the master of the White Camel Mountain Villa and one of the 5 poisons. Suddenly, a hoarse voice pierced through time and space. Qin Feng turned around and saw a man wearing a black robe and a black hat standing beside him. Chapter 636. Qin Feng snapped out of his daze and asked excitedly, Ouyang Feng, what's your realm? How strong are you? Shimin Chui Shui and Ouyang Feng stood on either side of Qin Feng. One wore a white robe and the other wore black. They looked like the black and white impermanents. It was a strange scene. Ouyang Feng said respectfully, Master, Ouyang Feng is not talented. Because I practice both internal and external cultivation, my realm is quite low. My external cultivation has reached stage 10 and my internal cultivation has just reached true energy. Ouyang Feng's voice was very calm. He was definitely not showing off. Qin Feng's mouth twitched when he heard this. Qin Feng realized that all the heroes he had had were pretentious. Shimin Chui Shui was always cold and confident. Ouyang Feng practiced both internal and external cultivation and was very strong. He could easily show off with his words. Qin Feng was too embarrassed to speak in front of these two heroes. Master, Ouyang Feng requests to fight and avenge you. Ouyang Feng cupped his hands and looked at Qin Feng respectfully. Qin Feng couldn't let Shimin Chui Shui fight. That would expose his identity. Now that Ouyang Feng, who was even more powerful, had arrived, Qin Feng's desperate situation was solved. However, Qin Feng was still stuck in the marble wall. He was afraid that summoning Ouyang Feng would scare everyone. Even if they couldn't see how Ouyang Feng came. Couldn't Chief Long see something was wrong? Master, the system's hero doesn't have to land beside you. It can be summoned anywhere within 100 meters. Little Pig and Qin Feng were telepathically connected. Little Pig didn't need Qin Feng to say anything and resolved Qin Feng's concerns. That makes things easier. Qin Feng was excited. He said to Ouyang Feng, land outside Soaring Cloud Manor and challenge Chief Long. Don't expose our relationship. We won't know each other. Do you understand? Qin Feng thought about it and decided to pretend that he didn't know Ouyang Feng. Otherwise, everyone would see that such a powerful person was Qiao Feng's subordinate. After that, all sorts of trouble would come looking for Qin Feng. Master, Ouyang Feng understands. Please let me out. Ouyang Feng looked impatient. He had been unhappy with Chief Long for a long time. Qin Feng's mind moved and returned to reality. The atmosphere in the Soaring Cloud Mansion was still as depressing as before. Chief Long was still standing at Qin Feng's feet, making sarcastic remarks about Qin Feng. Ha! Are you pretending to be deaf and mute again? Or did my palm strike rupture his eardrums and make him truly deaf? This is what happens to those who dare to cause trouble in our Soaring Cloud Manor. Don't you feel good about it? Master Long's status was there. His words did not contain any vulgar words, but every word was provocative. Uncle Hoot stood to the side, and a cold smile appeared on his face. It was clear from Elder Long's words that he wanted to avenge him. Elder Long even purposely slapped Qin Feng into the wall that Uncle Hu was stuck in. He was mocking Qin Feng. Hee hee. Qin Feng, who had been silent all this time, suddenly laughed coldly. His laughter was cold and arrogant, giving everyone a fright. Holy shit! Could it be that Qiao Feng was struck dumb by Chief Long's palm? How can you still smile at a time like this? TSK. Qiao Feng is so powerful at such a young age. He is definitely one of the best in our generation. It's a pity that he offended Chief Long. His good life will not last long. He looked at Master Long coldly and said word by word, "Don't worry, I'm not deaf or mute. I just saw a shadow at the door. That shadow kept staring at you, and I have a feeling that you're in trouble." Master Long's eyes were cold as he looked at Qin Feng. Then, he said, "Don't worry, I'm not deaf or dumb." Everyone was startled by Qin Feng's sudden words in the middle of the night. Lu Jia jumped up from his seat and cursed under his breath. No one knew what he was cursing at Qin Feng. The rich young masters and daughters were a bit speechless. The strength and tyranny that Qin Feng displayed tonight was deeply imprinted in everyone's hearts. Qiao Feng's image was quite lofty. He was strong and had a big temper. However, when he suddenly said such words to fool children, that lofty image immediately collapsed. Isn't it just being oppressed by Chief Long? You can't be so spineless. Ha ha ha. Do you think I'm an idiot? Do you think I'll believe your nonsense? Chief Long was slightly stunned. He couldn't help but laugh. He didn't expect that Xiao Feng would use such a small trick to fool people. Did he think he was playing house? You're right. You're an idiot. A hoarse voice came and interrupted Chief Long's laughter. In the next second, everyone only saw a black shadow flickering like a black bolt of lightning. Chief Long's expression changed drastically. He already felt the breath of death coming from behind him. Even he didn't have time to react. He turned around and slapped. Rumble. The empty hall seemed to explode. The floor and the chandelier on the ceiling shook. A violent airflow spread out rapidly, and some of the young masters who were cultivating hurriedly circulated their qi to resist it. Those young ladies who were not cultivating were directly knocked to the ground by the aftershock of the airflow, and the bottom of their skirts were instantly exposed. However, no one peeked at the undergarments, because no one was in the mood to do so. The sudden situation in the hall dumbfounded everyone. There was an extra man in black opposite Chief Long. The man was dressed in a black robe and had a black hat covering his face. He stood there quietly, and his body seemed to radiate an evil aura. Even when the light shone on him, it was as if it was absorbed. It was terrifying. Chief Long still stood with his hands behind his back, but the black marble tiles under his feet were cracked and shattered. Chief Long stood under the floor, and his chest rose and fell significantly. Although everyone didn't see anything, they all knew that a big battle had just taken place. It was just that the battle was too fast and ended before it even started. Who are you? After a long while, Chief Long spoke. His voice was a little weaker. That's not important. Ouyang Feng lowered his head. No one could see his appearance. His voice was full of evil, as if it had penetrated from hell. What's important is that I want to cause trouble for you. Cause trouble for Chief Long. Was this person crazy? Ouyang Feng's words were cold and sharp. Everyone in the hall was shocked. In an instant, the hall was in an uproar again. Their mouths were wide open, and their jaws dropped to the ground. Who the hell is this person? He seemed to have just exchanged a punch with Chief Long, but he's actually fine. Xiao Feng just said that someone wanted to cause trouble for Chief Long, and someone actually came. Could it be that this person was sent by Xiao Feng? That's not right. Xiao Feng shouldn't be able to invite such a powerful person. Could it be that Chief Long's enemy has come? The discussions continued, but Chief Long and Ouyang Feng turned a deaf ear to them. They stared at each other as if they wanted to see through each other. Chief Long's heart was already in turmoil. He had just exchanged blows with Ouyang Feng, but it was a tie. Aside from the other 8 dragons of the 9 dragons of China, Chief Long couldn't think of anyone else who was so powerful. The other party was obviously not the 9 dragons of China. Could it be that he was from a martial arts sect? This is the first time we've met. Where did this hatred come from? Why do you want to cause trouble for me? Chief Long couldn't figure out Ouyang Feng's strength, so he didn't act rashly. Ouyang Feng also stood in place and didn't move. No one knew what he was thinking. Little pig, why isn't Ouyang Feng moving? Qin Feng was also puzzled. Master, Ouyang Feng is a hero from the system. This is his first time landing on Earth. His own magnetic field has a serious conflict with the Earth's magnetic field. Ouyang Feng is adapting to the magnetic field here. Qin Feng suddenly realized that after Shimen Chui Shui was released, he would also be affected by the Earth's magnetic field. Shimen Chui Shui's realm would fall again and again. This Ouyang Feng situation was the same as Shimen Chui Shui's. This made Qin Feng a little worried. What realm is Ouyang Feng now? Little Pig didn't speak, but Shimen Chui Shui's calm voice came. Master, Ouyang Feng was originally at stage 1 true qi, but now he has fallen to the peak of stage 9 inner qi. Moreover, his strength is still falling rapidly. Qin Feng was shocked by Shimin Chui Shue's words. Ouyang Feng, who was at stage 1 true qi, fell to stage 9 inner qi as soon as he came out. This was really a bit of a scam. Qin Feng guessed that Chief Long's strength was also at the peak of stage 9 inner qi. At this rate, even Ouyang Feng wouldn't be a match. Master, don't worry. While Qin Feng was anxiously thinking of a countermeasure, Shimin Chui Shui continued, Ouyang Feng is a genius who cultivates both internal and external techniques. He has already realized that his realm of internal techniques has been falling rapidly, so he is preparing to use external techniques to fight Chief Long. His realm of external techniques hasn't fallen. Qin Feng's eyes lit up as if he had already guessed something. External techniques mainly focus on body refinement, so the interference from the magnetic field is very small. Ouyang Feng's realm of stage 10 external techniques hasn't obviously fallen. While Qin Feng and Shimin Chui Shui were communicating telepathically, Chief Long and Ouyang Feng were also talking. Since you want to cause trouble for me, why haven't you made your move yet? Chief Long questioned. He had clearly lost his patience. Chief Long wanted to provoke Ouyang Feng into making the first move so that he could find his weakness. Since you want to die so much, I'll fulfill your wish. Just as Shimin Chui Shui explained, Ouyang Feng felt that his realm of internal techniques had fallen rapidly, so he used the external technique, Spirit Snake Fist, to fight Chief Long. As soon as he finished speaking, Ouyang Feng's figure disappeared from where he stood. A fierce gust of wind surged around him, and a flash of black lightning appeared in front of Chief Long in the blink of an eye. What a fast speed! What kind of monster is this black robe? Why do I feel that he's even more powerful than Chief Long? The discussion started again, and Chief Long's expression changed. When he fought with Ouyang Feng just now, he vaguely noticed that Ouyang Feng's inner qi was fluctuating strangely, as if it was rapidly weakening. However, Ouyang Feng's attack this time was a set of external techniques. This person was actually a genius who cultivated both internal and external techniques, and he had reached the pinnacle of both techniques. Rumble. The spirit snake fist was flexible and ever-changing, but it was also as fierce as thunder. It was much more powerful than Uncle Hu's mace fist. Just as Chief Long was lost in thought, Ouyang Feng's skinny fist landed on Chief Long's chest. Like a clap of thunder, Chief Long's body was instantly sent flying. He directly smashed into the wall and fell to the ground. Pfft! A mouthful of blood spurted out from Chief Long's mouth and nose. This scene scared everyone out of their wits. That was Chief Long we're talking about. Zilong, one of the 9 dragons in China, who had broken through to the great perfection of inner qi. How could he vomit blood from a punch from the man in black? Was this a dream? The 4 young masters of the capital were stunned. Lu Jia didn't know where to put his hands, and Dongfang Qing Shui's calm and charming face was also filled with shock. Yunzhe swallowed his saliva, and he had the urge to kneel down and worship this person as his master. Even Qin Feng was so shocked by the scene before him that he was covered in cuts and bruises. He knew that Ouyang Feng was a stage 10 external expert, and obviously, he was very powerful. However, this was the first time Qin Feng came into contact with the stage 10 external technique. He didn't expect it to be so powerful. He sent Chief Long flying with just one punch. Master, the stage 10 external technique is the same as stage 1 true qi. It has already stepped into another realm. Zilong, who was at stage 9 inner qi, couldn't withstand a single blow from Ouyang Feng. Shimin Chui Shui explained to Qin Feng. Even Chief Long could not withstand a punch from the other party. Uncle Hu felt that he would only die if he went up. Ouyang Feng ignored Elder Long, who was vomiting blood in anger. His gaze fell on Qin Feng, who was stuck in the wall. Did you hit that young man? As he spoke, Ouyang Feng's figure disappeared. When he returned, Qin Feng was already standing next to Ouyang Feng. When Ouyang Feng and Chief Long were fighting just now, Qin Feng had been circulating his inner qi to recover his strength. The inner qi in his body was still very chaotic, but it was no problem for him to move normally. Thank you for saving me, Senior. I wonder if Senior is willing to accept me as your disciple and let me follow you around. Qin Feng cupped his hands and bowed to Ouyang Feng. Ouyang Feng followed Qin Feng's will and said, "Get up. I'm used to being a loner, so I won't accept you as my disciple. However, I see that you are talented in martial arts, and we are fated to meet. Let's become good friends, and I'll give you some pointers in the future." Qin Feng looked excited and quickly said, "Thank you, Senior, for thinking so highly of me. I'll have to trouble Senior to take care of me in the future." Ouyang Feng didn't say anything else and nodded to express his agreement. Seeing that Qin Feng had befriended such a powerful friend, everyone's hearts began to stir. "Senior, my name is Lu Jia, and I'm Teacher Chao Feng's disciple. I'm very close to Teacher Chao Feng. Since you're all friends, why don't you add me as well?" Lu Jia was the first to jump out. He grew up in an ancient martial arts family and was deeply obsessed with martial arts. Being able to meet a great senior like Ouyang Feng, Lu Jia was so excited that he wanted to hug and kiss Ouyang Feng. Bang! As soon as Lu Jia finished speaking, his fat body was sent flying and landed outside of the soaring cloud mansion's gate. Then, Ouyang Feng's hoarse voice drifted out, "I'm only making one friend today. Don't bother me anymore, or else you'll end up like that damn fatty." When Ouyang Feng said the word damn fatty, Lu Shu instinctively thought that Ouyang Feng was talking about him. His fat body trembled in anger, but Lu Shu didn't dare to let out a fart. Everyone watched as Qin Feng sucked up to Ouyang Feng. They could only watch quietly, not daring to move or even breathe too loudly. Zilong, one of the 9 dragons of China, was sitting on one side. Uncle Hu, the #1 red rod of Soaring Cloud Mansion, was also sitting on the other side. Usually, either one of them would scare the hell out of everyone. But now, they were completely ignored by everyone. "Chao Feng, my little friend, it's getting late. I should go now. Let's meet again if fate allows it," Ouyang Feng suddenly said. Qin Feng hastily said, "Senior, I don't know when we'll meet again. Can I shamelessly ask a favor from you?" Ouyang Feng said straightforwardly, "All right, tell me. I'll definitely help you fulfill your wish." Qin Feng suddenly looked at Lu Shu and the other 2 people and said with a smile, "Senior, that damn fatty and the 2 people beside him teamed up to bully me and my friends. It was because of the 3 of them that I fought with Uncle Hu. In the end, Zilong attacked me. Therefore, I want the 3 of them to submit to me and listen to my orders in the provincial capital." Lu Shu and the other 2 people's faces instantly turned as black as the bottom of a pot. They had seen shameless people before, but they had never seen someone as shameless as Qin Feng. Ouyang Feng was about to leave, but after hearing Qin Feng's words, his entire body emitted an evil aura. His face, which was hidden under the black hat, was incomparably ferocious. He suddenly raised his head and looked at Lu Shu and the other 2 people, scaring them half to death. That was an old face that was wrinkled like thorns. Was he still a human? Senior, please don't listen to his nonsense. We didn't purposely make trouble for him. It's him who made trouble for us first." Lu Shu was so scared that his fat body trembled. I didn't make a move from the beginning to the end." Yang Tan's heart also trembled. In order to save his life at the crucial moment, he didn't hesitate to betray Lu Shu and Sima Xiang. Yang Tan said that he didn't make a move. Did he mean that Lu Shu and Sima Xiang made a move? Lu Shu and Sima Xiang angrily glared at Yang Can. I am an important disciple of the Sima family in the provincial capital. The Sima family's blacksmith shops can be found in various martial artist towns in China. Sima Xiang directly revealed his identity. He thought that no matter how powerful Ouyang Feng was, wouldn't he buy a spiritual weapon to increase his battle strength? Humph. Ouyang Feng sneered. He didn't even bother to look at Sima Xiang. He slightly raised his withered and lifeless hand and a strong wind burst out. The arrogant Sima Xiang was directly sent flying. He lay on the ground and began to vomit mouthfuls of blood. What big family are you two disciples of? Hurry up and say it, or else you won't have a chance to say it later. Ouyang Feng swatted Sima Xiang away as easily as if he was swatting away an annoying fly. His domineering and fearless attitude made everyone's heart palpitate. The last bit of confidence in Lu Shu and Yang Can's heart completely collapsed. Their two great clans were weaker than Sima Xiang's clan. Ouyang Feng even ignored the Sima clan, so how could he be afraid of the Yang clan and Lu clan? Senior, I was wrong. I shouldn't have offended your friend. Please forgive me, Senior. Lu Shu's legs trembled and he directly sat on the ground. He was only a Stage 3 Inner Qi Master. Standing in front of a Stage 9 Inner Qi Master was really stressful. Yang Can also sat on his buttocks. Ouyang Feng's body emitted an invisible aura that made Yang Can's breathing difficult. I know I was wrong. I'm willing to become good friends with Chao Feng and help each other. Yang Can and Lu Shu lowered their posture. In other words, they were like two pugs in front of Ouyang Feng. These two were two of the capital's 4 young masters. When they came in, they were full of arrogance and were admired and fawned on by everyone. This huge change shocked everyone speechless. Ouyang Feng seemed to not see the two begging for mercy. He looked at Qin Feng and said indifferently, "You don't need to beg me. Just do as Chao Feng says." Lu Shu and Yang Can's expressions changed. They looked hesitant and sullen. Qin Feng's meaning was very clear. He wanted the capital's 4 young masters to submit to him and listen to his commands. He wanted to completely step on the capital's 4 young masters. You don't agree? Then I don't want to waste my time. I'll send you off. Ouyang Feng's cold voice resounded in Lu Shu and Yang Can's mind like the threat of the Grim Reaper. This person beat up Lord Long just because he couldn't stand Lord Long's arrogance. What else did he not dare to do? Senior, please don't attack. I, Lu Shu, am willing to subdue Chao Feng. Chao Feng is my big brother from now on. I'll listen to him. Lu Shu was actually very timid and afraid of death. He couldn't take Ouyang Feng's threat. Yang Can saw Ouyang Feng's cold gaze fall on him and was speechless. What else could Yang Can choose? Lu Shu was already subdued. Was he supposed to fight Ouyang Feng to the death? Yang Can is also willing to submit. I'm willing to be Big Brother Chao Feng's little brother. Lu Shu and Yang Can were both subdued. The heavily injured Sima Xiang had no other choice. He could only unhappily submit. At this time, everyone's gazes fell on Dongfang Haoran. He was the only one of the capital's 4 young masters who hadn't submitted to Chao Feng. Mr. Chao Feng, my little brother has no ill intentions towards you. I hope you can be magnanimous. Dongfang Haoran's expression was cold. He was naturally unwilling to submit to Chao Feng in front of everyone. Before he could make a decision, Dongfang Qing Shui, who was wearing a pink qipao, stepped forward and stood in front of him. A unique woman's fragrance floated over. He couldn't help but take a few deep breaths. Since the beautiful Qing Shui has said so, I won't make things difficult for little brother Haoran. Let's end this here. No one would have thought that Chao Feng, who had been domineering the entire night, would suddenly take a step back. However, everyone quickly understood that even heroes had a weakness for the charms of a beautiful woman. Qin Feng indeed wanted to take care of Dongfang Qingxue and Dongfang Haoran. However, more importantly, a system announcement rang out in his mind. He naturally didn't need to force Dongfang Haoran to submit to him. Ding! Congratulations host Qin Feng for completing the quest, intimidate the capital's 4 young masters and suppress their limelight. The system rewards you 500 G of purple star sand, a piece of black sifting wood, and 10,000 hedonist points. Chapter 638. Dongfang Qingxue didn't expect Xiao Feng to agree so easily. Others thought Xiao Feng had fallen for Dongfang Qingxue's beauty. Moreover, Lu Jia had also shouted about this in front of everyone. However, Dongfang Qingxue didn't think so. As the smartest genius girl in the Dongfang family, Dongfang Qingxue had a meticulous mind. She had been secretly observing Xiao Feng. She discovered that Xiao Feng didn't have the vulgar and impulsive gaze that other young masters gave her. Xiao Feng's eyes were as clear as water, and they didn't change much when he looked at her. Therefore, Dongfang Qingxue concluded that Xiao Feng hadn't fallen for her. Then why did Xiao Feng give her face? Then I thank Mr. Xiao Feng on behalf of my little brother, Haoran. Dongfang Qingxue quickly regained her senses and bowed slightly. Everyone was dumbstruck by this scene. Dongfang Qingxue was one of the 4 fairies of the capital and the only daughter of the Dongfang family. She wasn't even this polite to Uncle Long, but she was so close to Xiao Feng. Could it be that Dongfang Qingxue had fallen for Xiao Feng? Oh right, she was about to announce something, but she was interrupted by that damn fatty Lu Jia. Who knew what Dongfang Qingxue wanted to say? Beauty Qingxue, you don't have to be so polite. I have a good impression of little brother Haoran. We can be friends in the future. Dongfang Qingxue was Qin Feng's fiancé. Even though Qin Feng had always been unwilling to accept this marriage, for the sake of Grandpa Dongfang Mingwang, Qin Feng had to be more courteous. He was afraid that if he provoked Haoran and Qingxue, he would be violently beaten by that eccentric Dongfang Mingwang. Mr. Xiao Feng is broad-minded and powerful. Qingxue also has a good impression of you. A blush appeared on Dongfang Qingxue's snow-white face as she lowered her head in a shy manner. This scene directly scared everyone silly. Could it be that Miss Qingxue really took a fancy to Xiao Feng? Even Qin Feng was stunned. He couldn't understand Dongfang Qingxue's thoughts. He wouldn't believe that Dongfang Qingxue fell for him even if he was beaten to death. This was because even though Dongfang Qingxue looked bashful, Qin Feng couldn't see a trace of affection in her starry eyes. This woman was clearly acting, but why was she acting like this? Qin Feng couldn't see through Dongfang Qingxue, and Dongfang Qingxue also couldn't see through Qin Feng. The 2 of them stared at each other for a while before Ouyang Feng spoke. Young friend Xiao Feng, since the matter has been resolved, I should also leave. When I return to the provincial capital, I will naturally find you. Ouyang Feng received Qin Feng's message. As soon as he finished speaking, his figure disappeared. As soon as Ouyang Feng left, the sinister aura in the hall quickly dissipated. Many people hurriedly began to breathe heavily, feeling as if they were suffocating to death. Chief Long and Uncle Hu heaved a sigh of relief at the same time. They didn't know Ouyang Feng's background, so they were afraid that Ouyang Feng would kill them all. If that happened, Zilong, one of the 9 dragons of China, would really die in the soaring cloud mansion today. No one would believe this even if they told others about it. Beauty Qingxue, I'm leaving too. Qin Feng bid farewell to Dongfang Qingxue, then looked at Lu Shu and the others and sneered, damn fatty, remember this, from now on, you will all be my Qiao Feng's underlings. Looking at Qin Feng's slowly disappearing silhouette, Lu Shu and the others gnashed their teeth in anger. The rich young masters' expressions were indescribable, and the rich young mistresses' faces were filled with disappointment. Many women's hearts had already been stolen by Qiao Feng. Chief Long, should we go and stop that stinking brat? Uncle Hu's gaze became cold and filled with killing intent. Chief Long lightly shook his head and sighed, don't provoke that brat for now. I have more important things to report to the dragon sect. Help me upstairs to rest first. Uncle Hu knew that Chief Long was afraid that the old monster Ouyang Feng hadn't left yet. If he went to catch Qiao Feng now, he might very well lose his life. However, saying this was like slapping Chief Long's face. It was good that Uncle Hu knew and didn't mention it, Teacher Qiao Feng. Walk slower, wait for me. After Qin Feng left the soaring cloud mansion, he hurried to provincial capital university. He thought that attending a gathering of the rich and powerful would not take up too much time. He didn't expect so many things to happen. It was almost midnight. Qin Feng's footsteps slowed down a little. Lu Jia was drenched in sweat, but he finally caught up with Qin Feng. Here you go. Qin Feng waved his hand and threw the Overlord slash that he just took out from the system. The sky was too dark, so Lu Jia saw a huge object flashing with orange light flying toward him. It almost hit his head. Lu Jia caught the Overlord slash with difficulty. He was stunned on the spot, and the fat on his body trembled with excitement. Holy shit! This is an orange-level spiritual equipment? Teacher Qiao Feng, are you really giving me an orange-level spiritual equipment? Lu Jia was so excited that he almost cried. Qin Feng didn't stop walking. As he walked, he said calmly, keep it if you like it. If you don't like it, you can sell it as scrap metal. When Lu Jia heard Teacher Qiao Feng's voice getting further and further away, he quickly returned to his senses and followed Qin Feng. He was carrying a broadsword that was taller than a man in the middle of the night, as if he was carrying his own son. How could he sell this treasure as scrap metal? Even if Lu Jia sold himself, he would keep the Overlord slash to cut vegetables. No, to cut people. Teacher Qiao Feng, who are you? How did you defeat Uncle Hu? What's your rank? Don't tell me you have a lot of orange-level spiritual equipment. Lu Jia was full of curiosity about Qin Feng, as if it was his first time meeting Qin Feng. Lu Jia's voice was so loud that it was as if he was selling vegetables. A few old men and grandmas who were running at night passed by Qin Feng and Lu Jia. When they saw Lu Jia carrying a broadsword covered in fluorescent powder and shouting, they were so scared that they took a detour and ran away. Qin Feng wanted to kick Lu Jia away. He said angrily, "Don't shout so loud. If the police come, they'll arrest you as a lunatic. Also, don't ask me anything. I won't tell you anything. Oh right, don't tell anyone about what happened tonight. Otherwise, I'll take back the Overlord slash." Lu Jia gripped the Overlord slash tightly and looked at Qin Feng cautiously. His expression made Qin Feng want to laugh. "Don't worry, Teacher Qiao Feng. I won't tell anyone," Lu Jia promised with a sincere expression. Although the incident tonight was a big deal, Qin Feng wasn't worried that it would spread throughout the capital. That night, Master Long and Uncle Hu had been slapped in the face. The three young masters of Jingdu had also been slapped in the face. These people were all important figures in Jingdu. Even though many people had seen it with their own eyes, they did not dare to speak about it. If the news got out, the first person to cause trouble for them would be Master Long. Qin Feng and Lu Jia chatted for a while before they returned to provincial capital university. Lu Jia sent Qin Feng to the university gate and Qin Feng happily carried the Overlord slash back home. It was already midnight when Qin Feng returned to the dormitory building. The lights in Chang Xian and the other two girls' room were off. It seemed like the three girls were asleep. After Qin Feng confirmed that the three girls were fine, he prepared to go back to his room to rest. Suddenly, the door of room 321 opened. Willis and Prince William walked out, chatting and laughing. "Then I won't send you off. Be careful on your way back." Willis said goodbye to Prince William with a bright smile. Prince William also said some polite words and walked towards Qin Feng. Teacher Chow Feng, why are you still awake?" Prince William was startled when he saw Qin Feng. He thought he had seen a ghost. Qin Feng smiled and said, "I just finished jogging in the field and was about to sleep." "Why are you so late, Prince William?" I was chatting with some exchange students from St. Medical University and forgot about the time. I have to go back to sleep now." "Teacher Chow Feng, are you free tomorrow night?" "I'll come and play with you," Prince William said. "I should be free. Knock on my door if you want to come." Qin Feng guessed that Prince William would come to persuade him to go to America with him again. Qin Feng still couldn't understand why Prince William would trick him to go to America. "All right, I'll go back first." Prince William said goodbye to Qin Feng and went downstairs. Qin Feng returned to his dormitory with a heart full of doubts. Chapter 639. Provincial Capital University was in an uproar because the beauty duo had come to the university for a concert. Usually, the weekend was the time for students to sleep in. However, this weekend was different. Almost all the students on campus woke up early in the morning and rushed to the university gymnasium. It was a spectacular scene, as if the Red Army was marching to the base. If they were late, there would be no seats left. The seats here referred to the seats where they would stand. Qin Feng was unaware of the commotion on campus because he was sleeping soundly on his bed. Last night, Qin Feng fought with Uncle Hu and Chief Long and was injured by Chief Long. Therefore, he needed a good rest to recover his energy. However, before he could fall asleep, he was woken up by the ringing of his cell phone. "Chow Feng, are you a dead pig? Look at the time, why aren't you up yet? Kiki and Sherman are starving, and they're clamoring for breakfast. Hurry up and buy us breakfast. What kind of bodyguard are you? You're so incompetent." Chang Xian's cold voice of complaint came from the other side of the phone. It seemed like the three girls had just woken up and they wanted to make Qin Feng suffer. Qin Feng hung up the phone and grumbled inwardly. "Now you know that I'm your bodyguard. If you're my bodyguard, why didn't you ask me to hug you three to sleep last night?" Despite his grumbling, Qin Feng crawled out of bed. Chang Xian's sudden phone call had woken him up. Since he was hungry, he put on his clothes and went downstairs to buy breakfast. Carrying a big bag of food, Qin Feng knocked on the door of the three girls' dormitory. After a while, the door was opened. Chang Xian was wearing a black spaghetti strap nightgown. Her hair was still a little fluffy. She looked at Qin Feng with half-closed eyes. It was obvious that she had not woken up yet. Qin Feng immediately understood that Chang Xian must have woken him up, and the three girls continued to sleep happily. "What are you doing? Don't come in. Give me the breakfast and leave." Chang Xian glared at Qin Feng vigilantly. Qin Feng curled his lips and his gaze fell on Chang Xian's fair neckline. Chang Xian hastily pulled her collar and gnashed her teeth in anger. "Since you won't let me in, I'll bring the breakfast back myself." Qin Feng glanced at Chang Xian's long legs and turned to leave. Chang Xian's stomach growled. She quickly called out to Qin Feng, "Hey! Come back and give me the breakfast. Cuckoo and Sherman are asking for it." Qin Feng smiled at Chang Xian and said, "They're still sleeping, right? They're waiting for me to wake up after I'm done buying breakfast." Chang Xian's expression turned slightly awkward when she realized Qin Feng had seen through her. Qin Feng seized the opportunity when Chang Xian was caught off guard and entered the three women's dormitory in a flash. Ah! Qiao Feng, Cuckoo and Sherman are still in bed. Cuckoo and Sherman Zhang Cuckoo and Rao Sherman were woken up by the noise. Rao Sherman was wearing a white muslin nightgown. Qin Feng had only taken a few glances when Rao Sherman hastily pulled the quilt over her body. Zhang Cuckoo was still wearing the same Doraemon nightgown. She pouted and rubbed her sleepy eyes. Her skirt was pulled up to her waist, revealing her cartoon underwear. Hey, Cuckoo, can't you take care of yourself? Quick, cover yourself with the blanket. Qiao Feng has seen everything. Chang Xian was helpless against the careless Zhang Cuckoo. She hastily pulled the blanket over Zhang Cuckoo. Zhang Cuckoo finally opened her eyes. She squinted her eyes and looked at Qin Feng for a long time. Suddenly, she asked, Big Sister Chang Xian, who is this person? Qin Feng's mouth twitched. He had forgotten how many times he had been hurt by Zhang Cuckoo. Qin Feng threw the breakfast on the table, sat down, and gobbled it down. Zhang Cuckoo's eyes widened as a delicious aroma spread in the room. She ran to Qin Feng's side and sat down barefooted, ignoring the fact that her long legs were exposed to Qin Feng. Emishim. The deep-fried dough sticks, the buns, the chives, and the soy milk are even better. Zhang Cuckoo was a big eater. She devoured the deep-fried dough sticks and the fried buns with gusto. Qin Feng was dumbfounded by the sight of her wolfing down the food. Was this the silly girl that every male student in provincial capital university was crazy about? Rao Sherman and Chang Xian could not resist their hunger, so they sat down at the table. However, they put on a jacket over their pajamas to prevent themselves from being exposed. Both of them looked at Zhang Cuckoo's wolfing down the food helplessly, but there was nothing they could do to stop her. Cuckoo, go put on some clothes before you eat, Chang Xian said as she looked at Zhang Cuckoo's collar. Zhang Cuckoo's fair skin could be seen with just a glance. Zhang Cuckoo acted as if she did not hear Chang Xian's words. She was in a good mood because of the food Qin Feng brought for her. Zhang Cuckoo kicked her legs and placed them on Qin Feng's thighs. She smiled at Qin Feng and said, Uncle, although this is our first time meeting, I've decided to be good friends with you since you brought me such a delicious breakfast. Qin Feng stared at Zhang Cuckoo's feet that were covered in dust. She was rubbing her feet against his pants, dirtying his clean white trousers. Qin Feng yelled, What's wrong with this girl's eyes? Call me brother. Oh right, can you lift your legs a little higher? Let's not be good friends. Can we be fucking buddies? Qiao Feng, what are you talking about? Get out of here if you spout nonsense again. Qin Feng's eyes were almost glued to Zhang Cuckoo's nightgown. Chang Xian could not stand it anymore. She pulled Qin Feng to sit beside her. This time, Qin Feng was sandwiched between Chang Xian and Rao Sherman. He drank his tofu pudding and stole glances at the two girls' nightgowns. Their faces turned cold and they wished they could pour the whole night's worth of mung bean porridge on Qin Feng's head. After Zhang Cuckoo finished her meal, she crawled back to her bed and fell asleep. Chang Xian and Rao Sherman were jealous of Zhang Cuckoo's physique that did not put on any weight no matter how much she ate or slept. Teacher Qiao Feng, you can leave now since you've finished your meal. Chang Xian was already annoyed by Qin Feng and she wanted to chase him away. Qin Feng shifted his gaze from Zhang Cuckoo's curvy buttocks to Chang Xian and asked, Teacher Chang Xian, what did you just say? Chang Xian glared at Zhang Cuckoo's bed. She was fuming with anger. Zhang Cuckoo lay on the bed and slept like a koala. Her nightgown fell to her waist, exposing her fair, long legs and sexy curvy buttocks to Qin Feng. It's hard for Qin Feng not to look at her when she's so seductive. I said, get out of here after you've finished your meal. I'll gouge your eyes out if you continue to stare at me. Chang Axayan could not stand Qiao Feng anymore. His eyes were always filled with lecherous glints, just like Qin Feng. However, Chang Axayan found Qin Feng much more pleasing to the eye than Qiao Feng. At least, Qin Feng was handsome. Qin Feng finally behaved himself when he saw Chang Axayan had lost her temper. However, Qin Feng had no intention of leaving. His gaze suddenly fell on Rao Shi-man's charming yet indifferent face. Beauty Shi-man, are you and Cuckoo going to hold a concert at the sports stadium tonight? Rao Shi-man had mentioned that she was going to hold a concert at the sports stadium when she first arrived at the university. She believed that Qiao Feng knew about it, but he still asked her a question despite knowing the answer. Naturally, Rao Shi-man assumed that Qiao Feng was trying to get close to her. Rao Shi-man's expression was indifferent. She said indifferently, yes. Qin Feng knew Rao Shi-man very well. This woman had a temperament that was as indifferent as water. Qin Feng did not mind it and continued, I suggest you and Cuckoo change the venue of the concert. The sports stadium is not good. Why? We've already chosen the venue, and Cuckoo and I have already sent out the announcement. I'm sure the students of Provincial Capital University are rushing to the sports stadium now. I won't change the venue. Rao Shi-man was slightly stunned. She quickly rejected Qin Feng's suggestion after she regained her senses. Chang Axayan also glared at Qin Feng coldly. She thought that Qin Feng was just trying to pick up Rao Shi-man. Qin Feng's face turned as dark as the bottom of a pot when he saw the disdain and hostility in the two women's eyes. This was like a dog biting Lu Dongbin's hand. Beauty Shi-man, do you know Lu Shu and Yang Can? Since Qin Feng was using Qiao Feng's identity, he had no way of convincing Rao Shi-man to listen to him. Rao Shi-man's face turned deathly pale when she heard these two names. She and Cuckoo were almost raped by these two beasts not long ago. How could she not know them? Ah! Lu Shu and Yang Can, those two bastards, are here. Where are they? Cuckoo's fireball talismans will burn them to death. Zhang Cuckoo, who was sleeping soundly, suddenly jumped out of bed. She was holding two yellow talismans in her hand and jumping around the room. Her pajamas were in a mess, revealing her naked body. Qin Feng couldn't help but swallow a few mouthfuls of saliva at the sight of it. Soon, Qin Feng regained his senses. When he saw the fireball talismans in Zhang Cuckoo's hand, he was so angry that his nose became crooked. As expected, those talismans were taken by this silly girl. Cuckoo, don't be afraid. No one is coming. Go back to bed and lie down. Rao Shi-man and Chang Axayan slapped their foreheads helplessly when they saw Zhang Cuckoo's reaction was as good as naked. Although Zhang Cuckoo appeared to be insensitive, the incident last time had left a shadow in her heart. That was why she was so nervous when she heard Lu Shu and Yang Can's names. After learning that it was just a nightmare, Zhang Cuckoo glanced at Qin Feng and went back to sleep. She added, Shi-man, big sister Chang Axayan, who is that man? Don't bring a man back to the dormitory. Qin Feng rolled his eyes and glared at Zhang Cuckoo's seductive sleeping posture. He had the urge to rush forward and teach this girl a lesson. Rao Shi-man had calmed down. She looked at Qin Feng and asked, Teacher Qiao Feng, what do you mean? Yesterday afternoon, when I was at the cafeteria, I overheard two people in the private room next door who wanted to harm you and Cuckoo. They called themselves the 4 young masters of the provincial capital, and they've planted their men in the stadium. They're going to kidnap you and Cuckoo at the backstage after the concert, Qin Feng briefly explained Lu Shu and Yang Can's plan to Rao Sherman. Rao Sherman was nervous as she listened to Qin Feng's explanation. Her beautiful eyes darted back and forth as she tried to come up with a countermeasure. Chang Axian did not know Lu Shu and Yang Can, but she had heard of the 4 young masters of the provincial capital. They were good-for-nothing, lecherous, and good-for-nothing scoundrels. Now that these people had their eyes on Rao Sherman and Zhang Kuku, Chang Axian became nervous. Seeing Rao Sherman's beautiful brows furrowed, Qin Feng felt a bit uncomfortable. He really wanted to pull Rao Sherman into his arms and comfort her, but Qin Feng knew that if he did that with his current identity as Jiao Feng, he would definitely die miserably. Beauty Sherman, you don't have to worry. I've already thought of a plan. We'll change the venue of the concert. We'll change the venue to an open-air field instead of a closed stadium. This way, those 2 scoundrels won't be able to harm you. Qin Feng had already planned this from the start. He changed the venue of the concert not only to foil Lu Shu and Yang Can's plan, but also to disrupt the plans of the William family spies. This was because Qin Feng had chosen the venue of the concert at the biology laboratory in the old school district. Chang Axian was at a loss as to what to do. She looked at Rao Sherman, waiting for Rao Sherman's decision. Rao Sherman pondered for a while before she nodded. Then we'll do as Professor Jiao Feng says. Thank you for your advice, Professor Jiao Feng. I'm very grateful. Rao Sherman realized she had misunderstood Jiao Feng. She blamed herself. Although Jiao Feng was lecherous, he was a reliable person when he was serious. Chang Axian's attitude softened. After all, Qin Feng had provided her with crucial information. Chang Axian looked at Qin Feng and said, Professor Jiao Feng, you'll be in charge of notifying the students about the change of venue. Qin Feng nodded and said, tell them to go out later in case Willow Tree and Yang can get the news and do something. Actually, there's no need to worry too much. Call the school's security team over tonight, and I'll personally protect the 3 beauties. I'm sure nothing will happen. A smile appeared on Qin Feng's face. Rao Sherman and Chang Axian instinctively kept their distance from Qin Feng. Why does this guy have such a perverted smile? Qin Feng left the 3 ladies' dormitory after they decided to change the venue of the concert. The concert was scheduled to start at 5 p.m. They had to go to the biology laboratory to build a temporary outdoor stage. However, it was still morning, so they were not in a hurry. Qin Feng returned to his room to catch up on his sleep. The entrance of the provincial capital university stadium was filled with people. The stadium was designed to accommodate 3,000 people. However, with tens of thousands of students and teachers from the provincial capital university, the stadium couldn't accommodate the crowd. The gymnasium was packed with people, and the scene was as lively as Qin Feng's class. There were even 5 long lines at the entrance, and the entrance to the gymnasium was completely blocked by the crowd. The people inside couldn't get out, and the people outside couldn't get in. Holy shit! This is the first day I've woken up in my 4 years in university, and I can't even get into the stadium. Are the heavens blind? Someone in the crowd complained. Don't make a fuss. What's wrong with you waking up early? I came here at 3 a.m., and the line was half the length of this one. The guy who complained that the heavens were blind twitched his mouth. He was too embarrassed to say anything. The guy who arrived at 3 a.m. continued, do you know how the people who managed to squeeze into the stadium did it? Those sons of bitches carried mats and blankets here after dinner last night. They slept on the floor of the stadium the whole night. After listening to this guy's words, the grumbling voices in the crowd instantly disappeared. It was as if they were fighting for tickets during the spring festival. Don't you call me sister-in-law every day? Why are you so soft now that she's being bullied? Hua Yan's words shocked Qin Feng again. The surrounding male students also stole glances at them. Everyone had their eyes on Hua Yan, but this girl's temper was too fiery. Only a few people dared to get close to her. Yo! Professor Qiao Feng is cutting the line here. TSK. You're really a model teacher. You've set a good example for us. Before Lu Jia could say anything, a sarcastic voice was heard. They turned around and saw Gao Tianyao and the other four swaggering up to them. Lu Jia's face darkened when he saw Gao Tianyao. Last night, he and Qiao Feng had offended the young masters of the 4 major families and 5 minor families in the provincial capital. Lu Jia was not afraid of anyone now. He shouted at Gao Tianyao, "You little bastard! How dare you talk to Professor Qiao Feng like that? Do you believe that I won't slap you?" Gao Tianyao had already thought of a way to show off. He would first ridicule Qin Feng, then flatter Hua Yan and Qiao Shi by telling them that he had a seat in the first row. After that, he would pick a few beauties to sit in the first row with him. It was a wonderful fantasy, but it was ruined by Lu Jia's words. Gao Tianyao's face turned red with anger. However, he was no match for Lu Jia, so he could only swallow his anger and pretend that he didn't hear Lu Jia. Xiao Lei couldn't stand it anymore. He stepped forward and said, "Miss Hua Yan, Gao Tianyao has grabbed a few seats in the first row. Do you want to join us and sit in the first row to watch the concert?" Xiao Lei purposely raised his voice, so many students heard him. Their eyes sparkled with greed as they stared at Gao Tianyao as if they were looking at a treasure. Gao Tianyao smiled. "Ha! Professor Xiao Lei is right. I don't have many seats in the first row. I only have 50 seats in total. Is there anyone who wants to join our family? I can provide you with seats in the first row." Gao Tianyao was indeed an expert in showing off. His words caused a commotion among the students. Gao Tianyao and the others' faces darkened when they saw dozens of losers rushing toward them. Gao Tianyao hastily shouted, "Calm down, everyone. My family only wants girls, and they must be beauties." TSK. What a hypocritical piece of trash. Humph. Who wants to join your family? I don't even care if you invite me. The few boys who rushed to the front retreated angrily and cursed Gao Tianyao under their breath. Gao Tianyao was so angry that smoke almost came out of his head when he heard their curses. Fortunately, a large group of beauties soon arrived and surrounded Gao Tianyao and the others. Hua Yan's heart was stirred when she saw the group of beauties. She liked the pretty girl group very much, and she would be overjoyed if she could sit in the first row to watch the concert. However, when she thought of Gao Tianyao's treacherous and cunning character, she decided not to go over. Sure, over here." Qin Feng saw Qiao Shi walking toward him, so he quickly waved at her. Qiao Shi also saw Qin Feng. A blush flashed across her pretty face, but it quickly returned to normal. "Professor Qiao Feng, Hua Yan, Lu Jia, all of you are here. Wow, there are so many people waiting in line. I'm afraid we won't be able to watch the concert tonight." Sigh. "I don't like any celebrities, but I'm interested in the pretty girl group. I didn't expect that I won't be able to watch the concert tonight." Ever since Qiao Shi became friends with Qiao Feng, she became more cheerful and talkative. What she said just now was definitely more than what she had said in a week. Qin Feng was happy for Qiao Shi when he saw the change in her. "You want to watch the pretty girl group's concert? Then come with me. The concert venue is not in the stadium. What are you waiting for?" Qiao Shi and Hua Yan were stunned. The pretty girl group's announcement clearly stated that the concert venue was here. Did it change all of a sudden? "Professor Qiao Feng, are you telling the truth?" Qiao Shi asked. Qin Feng laughed. I'm the personal assistant of the pretty girl group. Of course I'm telling the truth. Let's go and get a good seat before these students know about it. Without waiting for Qiao Shishir and Hua Yan's response, Qin Feng dragged the two girls away. Lu Jia heard Qin Feng's words, so he hastily tried to catch up with Qin Feng. Halfway through, Lu Jia heard Qiao Feng's voice, "Fatty, stay here. I want you to inform these people about my message in half an hour." Lu Jia's face darkened as he watched Qin Feng abduct the two campus belles. Yo, Professor Qiao Feng, you're not cutting the queue anymore. You know you can't get a good seat, so you're giving up, right? Gao Tianyao became arrogant when he saw Qin Feng leaving. He looked at Qin Feng with a playful smile. Gao Tianyao, you must have spent a lot of money hiring people to get a good seat, right? Qin Feng stopped in front of Gao Tianyao and looked at him with a smile. When Gao Tianyao saw Hua Yan and Qiao Shishir, he quickly put on the airs of a rich young master. He crossed his arms over his chest and shook his legs. He tilted his head 45 degrees to the sky and said, "Tisk, it's only 500,000 yuan. 10,000 yuan for each of them is nothing to me. I don't care at all." Gao Tianyao pretended that he didn't care, but his heart was bleeding. That was 500,000 yuan. That was his monthly allowance. Qin Feng knew what Gao Tianyao was thinking. He laughed and said, "Hee, Gao Tianyao, you're really a rich man. Then I won't disturb you anymore. We're leaving." Chapter 641. When Gao Tianyao heard Qin Feng complimenting him as a tycoon, he felt as if he was about to float to the heavens. His head was tilted at a 45-degree angle to the sky, so he didn't even notice Qin Feng and his goddess, Qiao Shishir, walking away. "Young Master Gao, stop looking at the sky. Qiao Shishir and Hua Yan have been abducted by Qin Feng." Feng Ming shouted anxiously. Gao Tianyao regained his senses and shouted at Qiao Shishir and Hua Yan who were walking away, "Hey, my two campus belles, don't go. I have 50 seats in the first row. Come and join my big family. I'm willing to give you the middle seat. Hey! Can you hear me?" Naturally, Qiao Shishir and Hua Yan heard Gao Tianyao's voice, but the two of them found him too disgusting to bother with him. Qin Feng brought the two girls to the biological laboratory in the old campus. The two girls were dumbfounded when they saw teacher Chang Xan chatting with the two beauties. The venue of the concert had been changed. "Hey, superstar Rao Sherman. Nice to meet you. I'm Hua Yan, a student of Provincial Capital University. I like your songs very much." Hua Yan dashed towards Zhang Kuku, followed by Qiao Shishir. "Zhang Kuku, you're so good at dancing. And you're so cute." Rao Sherman and Zhang Kuku were startled by Hua Yan and Qiao Shishir's sudden appearance. However, after they understood the duo's identity and purpose, they took pictures and signed autographs with Qiao Shishir and Hua Yan. They did not act like superstars at all. Those who did not know better would have thought that they were sisters. When Chang Xan saw the four girls were having fun, she walked to Qin Feng and said coldly, "Brat, why did you take so long to notify them of something? Did you go and pick up girls again? Are you trying to stall for time?" Chang Xan was still in her tight-fitting uniform with a pair of black stockings. She looked sexy and capable. "Teacher Chang Xan, I didn't pick up girls or slack off. I ran back and forth." Qin Feng lied as easily as he breathed. Chang Xan did not believe his lies. Chang Xan crossed her arms in front of her chest. She glared at Qin Feng and yelled, "Stop your glib tongue. Go and help the security guards build the temporary stage." Chang Xan kept her eyes on Qin Fen and watched him work. Feeling helpless, Qin Fen had no choice but to help the security guards build the stage. While Qin Feng was busy, Lu Jia looked at his watch every minute. When he looked at his watch for the 30th time, the fat on his face trembled with excitement. It's here. Half an hour has finally passed. Students, I have good news for you. Tonight, the beautiful girl group's concert venue has been temporarily changed. It will not be held in the stadium. It will be held in the open space of the biological laboratory in the old campus. It will be held in the open air. With Lu Jia's naturally loud voice, it was a pity that he didn't go to the market to sell vegetables. As soon as he shouted, the crowd burst into an uproar, especially those students who were at the end of the line and couldn't even see what the stadium gate looked like. They rushed madly toward the old campus. Gao Tianyao's group of 5 had already chosen their beauties. The group of more than 40 beautiful female students sat around Gao Tianyao's group, staring blankly at the opposite side of the stairs. Although these beauties were not half as perfect as Hua Yan and Chao Shi, they had the advantage in numbers. Gao Tianyao, Xiao Lei, and the others were overjoyed. They teased the beauties with some dirty jokes. Suddenly, someone screamed in surprise. "Ah! Look! Why are there no more people in the stadium? There were thousands of people at the entrance just now. What the hell?" A few timid girls shrieked when someone mentioned ghosts. Gao Tianyao and his group also noticed the anomaly. Where the hell did everyone go? They are over there. Why did they run away? Another sharp-eyed girl saw the crowd running away. Those students seemed to be on steroids, as if they were in a race. They ran with all their might in the direction of the old school district. What the hell is going on? Did they take the wrong medicine? More than 40 girls started chattering among themselves. Gao Tianyao and the other 4 were dumbfounded. "Young Master Gao, what should we do? Why do I have a bad feeling about this?" Fong Ming was getting nervous. "Who knows? Let's go and have a look." Gao Tianyao was also feeling uneasy. He quickly ran toward the stadium. When they arrived at the stadium, they found that all the students had run away. Only the 50 students who had paid for Gao Tianyao's seat were left in the first row. "Young Master Gao, you are here." The 50 students stood up when they saw Gao Tianyao. Gao Tianyao was so dazzling that his eyes almost popped out. What the hell is going on? Where are they? Why did they all run away? Gao Tianyao asked. "Young Master Gao, just now, there was an idiot spreading a rumor that the pretty girls' concert venue tonight has been changed. They said that they will be singing at the biological laboratory in the old campus. Do you think that these people are scammers? This must be a deliberate lie made up by someone to deceive those people who are queuing up. Look, now that everyone has left, they will definitely all run back in a while," one of the underlings explained with a smug look. Gao Tianyao's face was as black as the bottom of a pot. If dozens of people had been tricked into running away, then someone must have spread a rumor. Now that all the students had run away, you must be the idiot. Obviously, the concert venue had been changed. The lackeys did not seem to notice Gao Tianyao's expression and continued to talk. "Aren't those students stupid? I think 1 or 2 of them are playing too much. Their brains are damaged. Changing the venue. Why don't you spread a rumor that there was an earthquake tonight? Our young Master Gao spent 500,000 yuan to get the first row seats in the stadium. Do you think he spent the money for fun? Do you think our young Master Gao is an idiot?" Gao Tianyao could not bear to listen to them anymore. He wanted to tear those idiot lackeys into pieces. Gao Tianyao suddenly remembered that Chao Feng had asked him how much he had spent on the venue when he left with Hua Yan and Chao Shi. Now that he thought about it, Gao Tianyao realized how stupid he was. It turned out that Xiao Feng already knew that the concert venue had been changed. Gao Tianyao wanted to cry, but he had no tears to shed when he thought about how his 500,000 yuan had gone down the drain. Gao Tianyao turned around angrily. Just as he walked out of the stadium, he saw two acquaintances walking toward him. Gao Tianyao quickly greeted them with a smile. Hee, young Master Lu, young Master Yang, what brings you to Provincial Capital University? Yang Kan and Lu Shu were standing at the entrance of the stadium. They had just arrived and were ready to carry out tonight's kidnapping plan. However, when they arrived at the stadium, they were dumbfounded. Why was there no one around? Gao Tianyao, I heard that the Pretty Girls group is having a concert in the stadium tonight. Where are the people from your university? Why can't I see anyone? Lu Shu asked. He directly called Gao Tianyao's name, but Gao Tianyao was not angry at all. Instead, he smiled. Young Master Lu, I just got the news that the Pretty Girls group's concert venue has been changed to the old campus. Are you two young masters going to the concert as well? Let's go together. Lu Shu and Yang Kan looked at each other. Coldness flashed in their eyes. In order to capture Rao Sherman and Zhang Kuku, Yang Kan had planted spies in Provincial Capital University. He did not expect that the concert venue would be changed suddenly. Yang Kan's preparation was wasted. Young Master Yang, what do you think? Lu Shu asked Yang Kan. He couldn't make the decision himself. Let's go with Gao Tianyao. I'll make a call to transfer our men there later, Yang Kan said vaguely. Lu Shu nodded in agreement. After they reached an agreement, they began to walk toward the old campus. The 40-odd beauties came back to their senses. Now that the seats in the first row of the stadium were worthless, the girls immediately turned hostile. They cursed at Gao Tianyao and turned around to leave. Lu Shu and Yang Kan didn't know why Gao Tianyao was cursed all the way. They were angered by the vulgarities they heard along the way. Gao Tianyao noticed the change in their expressions. He smiled and said nice things to them. He was afraid of offending them. When they arrived at the old campus, the open space in front of the biological laboratory was already crowded with people. 5 meters in front of the crowd was a temporary stage. When Lu Shu and Yang Kan saw that the concert was actually held in the open air, they were both furious. Professor Xiao Feng, is there anything I can help you with? Prince William suddenly ran to Qin Feng when he was commanding the 20 security guards to set up the stage. Qin Feng looked around and spotted the representative group of the Saint Medical Academy. Qin Feng had been waiting for Prince William and the representative group to arrive. Since they were here, it was time for Qin Feng to carry out his plan. Prince William, you should go downstairs and wait for the concert to start. I'm afraid people will gossip if I let a student help me, Qin Feng said with a smile. Prince William was here to get closer to Qin Feng, so he didn't want to leave. He said with a smile, Professor Xiao Feng, you're welcome. I'm willing to help you. If there's anything I can do, Professor Xiao Feng, please arrange it. Since Prince William said so, we're still short of people. Go and help the security guards. Move the 2 stone lions to the side. Qin Feng pointed at the 2 domineering stone lions at the side of the stage. These stone lions were specially built by the school to welcome the beautiful girl group. The 2 stone lions were the same size. Each was more than 3 meters tall. They were completely made of stone and weighed at least a ton. Under Qin Feng's command, the 20 or so security guards moved around the stone lion. Prince William's mouth twitched when he saw this physical labor. He obviously didn't want to do it, but since he had already said it, he couldn't refuse. Okay, I'm strong. I can definitely help them. Prince William reluctantly ran over. He found a spot and began to move the stone lion with his arms around it. Qin Feng was amused when he saw Prince William pushing the stone lions with all his might. He pointed at a manhole cover nearby and shouted, "Brothers, put this stone lion on top of the manhole cover." Prince William, who was pushing the stone lions with all his might, slipped and almost fell. He looked at the manhole cover nearby and a complicated light flashed in his eyes. "Professor Chow Feng, it's not good to put the manhole cover on, right? This should be a sewer. If there's a heavy rain, we can still drain it," Prince William hurriedly shouted at Qin Feng. Qin Feng's expression didn't change. He already knew that this tunnel was dug by people sent by the William family. It should be a secret passage used to sneak into provincial capital university. Oh. Is this a sewer tunnel? Then I'll open the manhole cover and take a look. If it's really a sewer, then forget it. If it's not a sewer, it's better to put the stone lions on top. This is the best position. Chapter 642. Professor Chow Feng, you're right. The location of the manhole cover is the best. It's the best place to place the stone lion. Prince William hastily stopped Qin Feng. Qin Feng said with a smile, "Prince Wei, why do you change your mind so quickly? You seem to be a little nervous. Don't tell me you're sick." Prince William's forehead was covered with a layer of cold sweat. If Qin Feng opened the manhole cover, they would be in big trouble. Prince William tried his best to remain calm. He chuckled and said, "Hee hee, I've made Professor Chow Feng worry. I'm not sick. It's just that moving the stone lion was too strenuous, so I'm sweating all over. I think it's a good idea to block the manhole cover. Otherwise, if a thief steals the manhole cover and someone falls into the sewer in the middle of the night, someone might die." Qin Feng admired Prince William's ability to make up lies. "Why don't you make it more convincing?" Qin Feng nodded without batting an eyelid and said, "Yes. Prince Wei's words are quite reasonable. Then, let's put the stone lion on it." Prince William didn't dare to speak anymore. He hastily moved the stone lion with the group of security guards. Seeing that he had personally used the stone lion to block the exit of the secret tunnel, Prince William's heart was bleeding. Why the fuck did I come here to help? The huge stone lion was very heavy. It took more than 10 minutes for the security guards to move it 1 meter. After they pressed the stone lion on the manhole cover, the security guards sat on the ground, panting heavily. "Brothers, don't be in a hurry to rest. Let's put the other stone lion on the manhole cover over there. Prince Wei's words are very reasonable. This manhole cover must be blocked as well. Otherwise, someone might fall to his death." Qin Feng pointed at the other tunnel exit and chuckled. Prince William had just caught his breath. His eyes rolled back and he almost fainted from anger. Under Qin Feng's encouragement, the 20 or so security guards got up and continued to move the other stone lion. Prince William wanted to persuade Qin Feng, but he swallowed his words. He was afraid that Qin Feng's curiosity would be triggered again. What if he opened the manhole cover? Qin Feng was overjoyed when he saw Prince William sealing the William family's tunnel exit. At this moment, Gao Tianyao walked over with Lu Shu and Yang Can. As soon as Gao Tianyao arrived, he saw Qin Feng standing on the stage. He was so angry that he gnashed his teeth. Gao Tianyao looked at Lu Shu and Yang Can, who were standing next to him. His lips curled into a smirk. A brilliant plan formed in Gao Tianyao's mind. Lu Shu and Yang Can were extremely sullen when they found out that the pretty girl's concert was held outdoors. They were thinking of ways to kidnap Rao Sherman and Zhang Kuku. At this moment, Lu Shu and Zhang Kuku. "Young masters, I didn't expect you to be fans of the pretty girls group." Lu Shu and Yang Can glanced at Gao Tianyao. Obviously, they did not want to talk to him. However, Gao Tianyao was the grandson of the Gao family, which was the leader of the 5 small families in the capital. Lu Shu and Yang Kan glanced at Gao Tianyao and ignored him. However, Gao Tianyao was the grandson of the Gao family, the leader of the 5 small families in the provincial capital. Gao Tianyao continued, "Young masters, since you've come to provincial capital university, do you want me to find a few beautiful girls to accompany you? The quality of the girls in provincial capital university is pretty good." Hee hee. The 3 of them were rich young masters in the provincial capital. Their interests were the same, so there was no need to pretend. Lu Shu and Yang Kan looked at each other with excitement in their eyes. Tonight's kidnapping plan was a little difficult. It would be great if they could get a few beautiful female students. Ahem. Gao Tianyao, you should know my and young Master Yang's taste, right? Lu Shu cleared his throat and said without changing his expression. Gao Tianyao was excited when he saw the 2 of them were tempted. I know. Of course I know. Young masters, don't worry. I'll find a few beautiful girls for you. They're as beautiful as young models. Lu Shu and Yang Kan were excited when they heard Gao Tianyao's words. Show us a few girls first. Without any hesitation, Gao Tianyao pointed at Hua Yan, who was standing next to the group of beautiful girls. This girl was definitely one of the best beauties in Jindu University. Not only was she stunning, but her curvaceous body was also undeniable. Following Gao Tianyao's finger, Yang Kan and Lu Shu soon discovered Rao Sherman and Zhang Kuku. Lu Shu and Yang Kan's hearts were stirred when they saw the 2 women, but they quickly suppressed their emotions and looked at Hua Yan. Lu Shu and Yang Kan were stunned when their eyes fell on Hua Yan's delicate face. Hua Yan's facial features were exquisite. She looked like she was of mixed race. She was tall and had a perfect body. Her breasts bounced with every movement she made. Provincial Capital University had such beautiful girls. Lu Shu and Yang Kan's horizons were broadened. Lu Shu and Yang Kan were immersed in Hua Yan's beauty. They shifted their gaze and saw Qiao Shishir, who was standing next to Hua Yan. Qiao Shishir stood quietly in the cold wind like a fairy who had been forgotten in the mortal world. Her temperament was comparable to Dongfang Qing Her snow-white cotton-padded jacket was the same color as her face. It was as if she had merged with the white snow. Young Master Lu, young Master Yang. What do you think? Lu Shu and Yang Kan's eyes almost popped out of their sockets when they looked at the 2 girls. Gao Tianyao waved his hand in front of their eyes when he saw their second young master was silent. Gulp. Both of them swallowed their saliva when they regained their senses. Hua Yan and Qiao Shishir were top-class beauties. They were on the same level as Rao Sherman and Zhang Kuku. How could Lu Shu and Yang cannot be satisfied? They were so satisfied that they could die. However, they pretended to be calm after they regained their senses. After all, they were the 4 young masters of the provincial capital. They couldn't make a fuss over nothing. Yes. They're okay. Lu Shu nodded. Yang Kan rested his chin on his hand and said unhurriedly, "Are the 2 girls who took the photo with the 2 girls from your university?" Initially, Gao Tianyao only wanted to introduce Hua Yan to others because he had no intention of pursuing her. Moreover, Qiao Feng seemed to like Hua Yan, so Gao Tianyao considered this as revenge. However, Lu Shu and Yang Kan had their eyes on Qiao Shishir as well. This made Gao Tianyao worried. Qiao Shishir was his goddess. Young masters, that big-breasted girl is a student of our university. She has a hot temper, just like little Chili. I'm sure it'll be great to have her serve you 2 young masters. Gao Tianyao purposely did not mention Qiao Shishir. Lu Shu nodded and said, "That big-breasted girl is indeed not bad. The quiet girl beside her is also not bad. Call them over now. Gao Tianyao rolled his eyes. He was so angry that he almost died. Before he could say anything, Yang Kan's eyes lit up. He suddenly said, "That girl in black stockings is also a student." Gao Tianyao looked at the girl Yang Kan pointed at. It was Chang Xian. She's not a student. She's a beautiful teacher from the medical college. Gao Tianyao said truthfully. Yang Kan and Lu Shu were so excited that they could die. Their teacher was the best. They loved playing with their teacher the most. Yes. Call that teacher over as well. Hurry up and don't waste our time. Since Yang Kan and Lu Shu had spoken, Gao Tianyao dared not voice out his grievances. He wanted to trick Hua Yan into coming over and provoke the conflict between Chao Feng and the two young masters. He did not expect that he would lose his goddess as well. What the hell was this? Young masters, I'm afraid we can't call that teacher. Gao Tianyao looked at the two young masters with a worried expression. Lu Shu was displeased. Why not? Tell them that the two young masters of the capitals for young masters want to have a chat with them. They'd be fools if they don't come. Gao Tianyao was happy when he saw Lu Shu was angry. He pretended to be sad and said, "Young Master Lu, you're right. But that teacher already has a suitor in school. The man who's pursuing her is also a teacher from my medical college. I don't dare to offend that teacher. Otherwise, I won't be able to graduate." Lu Shu and Yang Kan glared at Gao Tianyao. Yang Kan said, "You're a rich young master in the capital. Why are you afraid of a teacher in school? Aren't you afraid of losing face?" "Young Master Yang, I'm not afraid of that teacher. I'm afraid of my father. He wants me to study hard. If that teacher tells on me, I'll be beaten again when I get home." Gao Tianyao made up a lot of excuses, but he didn't dare to go. Yang Kan and Lu Shu looked at Hua Yan from time to time. The more they looked, the more they liked the three girls. Lu Shu could not wait any longer. He shouted impatiently, "Go, go, go. Call that teacher over. I'll kick him out." Gao Tianyao had been waiting for Lu Shu to say this. A smile blossomed on his face. "Okay. Young masters, please wait for a moment. I'll call him over right now." Gao Tianyao eagerly ran towards Qin Feng. Qin Feng and the 20 or so security guards had already finished setting up the stage, and they were almost done with the miscellaneous work. "Teacher Chao Feng, please come with me. Someone wants to see you." Gao Tianyao jumped onto the stage and looked at Qin Feng with a lukewarm gaze. "Aya, your grandpa. Are you trying to cause trouble for teacher Chao Feng again? I'll beat you up right now. Get out of my sight." Before Qin Feng could say anything, Lu Jia suddenly leaped onto the stage. His weight shook the stage a few times. Gao Tianyao gnashed his teeth in anger. He used to bully Lu Jia whenever he saw him, but now it was the other way around. Life was full of ups and downs. "Lu Jia, I'm not looking for you. Don't look for trouble." Gao Tianyao glared at Lu Jia. As soon as he finished speaking, Lu Jia slapped him. Slap! The crisp sound startled the students. When they saw what happened on the stage, they were even more shocked. "Hey, are you threatening me? I dare you to threaten me again. I'll slap you if I want to. Do you think I'm joking?" Lu Jia never hesitated to hit Gao Tianyao because Gao Tianyao used to bully him in the same way. Half of Gao Tianyao's face turned red and swollen after Lu Jia's slap. He covered his face with one hand and looked at Lu Jia in shock. Gao Tianyao wanted to beat Lu Jia up, but he knew he was no match for Lu Jia, so he swallowed his anger. Good, very good. Lu Jia, remember this, I'm here to see Xiao Feng because someone wants to see him. Do you know who wants to see him? Let me tell you, it's young Master Lu and young Master Yang of the 4 young masters of the provincial capital. They want to see Xiao Feng. Ha ha ha. Lu Jia, you're dead meat today. Gao Tianyao had been slapped in the face, but he was still able to laugh. The students in the audience all thought that Gao Tianyao had been slapped silly. Qin Feng and Lu Jia stood on the stage in a daze. They never thought that Lu Shu and Yang Ken would come to see Qin Feng. Are these two masochists? P.S. There are still 14 days left in June. We're still at the 10th place in the monthly votes ranking. Can you guys hold on? From today onwards, we'll get more than 50 monthly votes every day. There's no limit to the number of monthly votes. Brothers and sisters, vote like crazy. As long as the monthly votes are fierce enough, young Master Du will go crazy. Chapter 643. Ha ha ha. The makeshift stage was filled with Gao Tianyao's laughter. He laughed so hard that tears came out of his eyes. When Gao Tianyao saw Qin Feng and Lu Jia standing there in a daze, he thought they were scared out of their wits after hearing the names of young Master Lu and young Master Yang. Gao Tianyao tolerated Xiao Feng and Lu Jia in school, and today, he finally had his revenge. Lu Jia, why did you hit him so hard? You've knocked him silly, Qin Feng mumbled to Lu Jia. Lu Jia looked worried. He also thought that Gao Tianyao had lost his mind. He was worried that he would be arrested and sent to the police station. Gao Tianyao was knocked out by Liang Yu at the gathering of the rich and powerful last night and was escorted home by the Soaring Cloud Mansion security. He didn't know what happened after that, and that was why he acted so stupidly. Lu Jia, can you keep being so arrogant? Are you scared out of your wits? Don't even think about leaving now. Come with me to meet young Master Lu and young Master Yang, and I'll teach you a lesson. Gao Tianyao finally had enough of laughing. His expression turned cold as he glared at Lu Jia. Lu Jia was about to slap this idiot again to see if he could slap him back to normal. However, just as Lu Jia was about to make his move, Qin Feng stopped him. Gao Tianyao, you're not joking with me, are you? The 2 young masters of the provincial capital are looking for me. Qin Feng asked Gao Tianyao. Gao Tianyao thought Xiao Feng was feeling guilty, so he was very pleased with himself. He crossed his arms in front of his chest and said arrogantly, "Humph. Do you think I'm lying to you?" Young Master Lu and young Master Yang are waiting outside the crowd. Don't try to stall for time. Hurry up and follow me. If you make the 2 young masters wait too long, you'll die a horrible death. Oh, lead the way then. Qin Feng said. Gao Tianyao was stunned. He thought Xiao Feng would beg him for mercy, but when he saw Xiao Feng's calm expression, Gao Tianyao thought he must be faking it. TSK. Let's see how long you can pretend. You'll suffer when you see the 2 young masters. Gao Tianyao grumbled for a while before he walked toward the willow tree. Qin Feng and Lu Jia followed behind him leisurely. Young Master Lu, young Master Yang, I've brought them here. That ordinary-looking brat is Teacher Qiao, and Lu Jia is his student. I heard that you 2 young masters want to cause trouble for Teacher Xiao Feng, so Lu Jia said that he wants to settle the score with you 2 young masters. Gao Tianyao had already run to Lu Shu and Yang Can's side. He started bad-mouthing Qin Feng and Lu Jia. Since Lu Jia was also a disciple of one of the 5 small families in the capital, Gao Tianyao knew that the 2 young masters knew Lu Jia. Gao Tianyao was still bad-mouthing Lu Jia and Qin Feng, trying to infuriate the 2 young masters into teaching them a lesson. However, when Yang Can and Lu Shu saw Qiao Feng and Qin Feng walking toward them, their expressions changed. In the end, their faces turned as black as the bottom of a pot. They wanted nothing more than to send Gao Tianyao flying with a kick. Yo! Was it really young Master Lu and young Master Yang? Long time no see. Qin Feng walked over and looked at Lu Shu and Yang Can with a smile. The two of them were furious. They had just met Qiao Feng at the Soaring Cloud Mansion last night. How could this be called long time no see? If it was possible, Lu Shu and Yang Can wished that they would never see Qin Feng again. Humph. I've already told you two country bumpkins that young Master Lu and young Master Yang are looking for you. You didn't believe me and even badmouthed the two young masters behind their backs. I think you're being disrespectful to the two young masters. Gao Tianyao didn't let go of any opportunity to drive a wedge between the four of them. He chattered incessantly, but Qin Feng and the others ignored him. They treated Gao Tianyao like a clown. Qin Feng looked at Lu Shu and Yang Can and said, "Huh. I remember I took in 3 useless underlings at the Soaring Cloud Mansion last night. Shouldn't they say something when they see their big brother?" Lu Shu and Yang Can's lips twitched, and they gritted their teeth in anger. The two of them just stood there without saying a word or retorting, just like two wooden stakes. "Senior, my old friend, over here. Why are you here?" Qin Feng suddenly waved his hand behind Lu Shu and Yang Can. The two of them were so scared that their legs went soft and they fell to the ground. They were scared half to death by that old monster Ouyang Feng last night, and there was still a shadow in their hearts. "Young masters, why are you two sitting on the ground? Get up." Gao Tianyao was startled by the strange behavior of the willow tree and Yang Can. He looked surprised. The two of them looked behind them after they fell to the ground. There was not even a shadow behind them. Lu Shu and Yang Can were so angry that they jumped to their feet. No matter how stupid they were, they knew that they were fooled by Qin Feng. "Qiao Feng, don't push your luck. We'll pretend that nothing happened last night. Lu Shu and I won't trouble you anymore. But don't take that underling seriously. Otherwise, it won't be good for either of us if we fall out with each other." Lu Shu and Yang Can were forced to be Qin Feng's underlings under Ouyang Feng's threat last night. They regretted their decision after the incident. They were the 4 young masters of the provincial capital. How could they be the underlings of an ordinary teacher? How were they going to live in the provincial capital in the future? Gao Tianyao didn't understand what they were talking about. Lu Jia clenched his fists and was ready to explode when he saw Lu Shu and Yang Can were about to go back on their words. Qin Feng acted as if he didn't hear them. He took out his cell phone unhurriedly and dialed a number as he said, "Alas. I knew this would happen. In this society, the most basic trust between people is gone. Luckily, my old friend gave me his number yesterday and told me to call him if I need anything." "Ah. Big brother Qiao Feng, why are you here? I'm so happy to see you." Lu Shu was the most timid of the 4 young masters of the provincial capital. His legs were trembling with fear. He looked at Qin Feng with a smile on his chubby face. He looked like the Maitreya Buddha. Yang Can was still in a daze. His heart skipped a beat when he saw Qiao Feng on the phone. He didn't expect Lu Shu to be so shameless. "How shameless can you be? Hee, big brother Qiao Feng, it's really you. I'm Yang Can, your little brother. You haven't forgotten about a nobody like me, have you?" Yang Can turned around and started to flatter Qin Feng after cursing Lu Shu in his heart. Lu Jia's face was full of disdain when he saw the 2 young masters' shameless behavior. He recalled that when he was with teacher Qiao Feng, Lu Shu and Yang Can behaved in the same manner. Lu Jia quickly put away the look of disdain on his face. Gao Tianyao was dumbfounded. His mouth was so wide open that his fist could fit inside. He felt like he was dreaming. Is the end of the world coming? Are Lu Shu and Yang Can crazy? Young masters, what's wrong with you? Didn't you say that you like teacher Chang Xian and want to teach teacher Qiao Feng a lesson? Bang! Lu Shu's eyes almost popped out of their sockets before Gao Tianyao could finish his sentence. He quickly kicked Gao Tianyao and sent him flying. Gao Tianyao fell on the hard ground and wailed in pain. Gao Tianyao still couldn't figure out what was going on. What's going on? Who's hitting someone in school? A cold voice drifted into their ears as soon as Gao Tianyao fell to the ground. Qin Feng and the others looked in the direction of the voice. A valiant and formidable-looking policewoman in a police uniform walked toward them. She was followed by a dozen of her subordinates. Lu Bingbing. Why are you here? Lu Shu beat Qin Feng to it. Lu Bingbing's footsteps paused. Lu Bingbing's footsteps clearly paused. She didn't expect to see a willow tree here. Cousin. Lu Bingbing called out to Lu Shu. She paused for a moment before she continued, the pretty girls are holding a concert here tonight. The principal of Provincial Capital University has requested the police to protect the two superstars. Lu Bingbing stated her purpose of visit. Lu Shu nodded slightly. Yang Can's gaze lingered on Lu Bingbing. Lu Bingbing and Dongfang Qingxue were known as the four fairies of the provincial capital. Dongfang Qingxue was fresh and refined, while Lu Bingbing was cold and fiery. Qin Feng was stunned. He didn't expect Lu Bingbing to be a member of the Lu family of the provincial capital. Lu Shu, whom he had bullied several times, was her cousin. Cousin Bingbing, that kid who was screaming on the ground, fell on his own. No one hit him. You might have misunderstood. Lu Shu recovered from his shock and quickly denied the fact that he was the one who hit Lu Bingbing. Lu Bingbing saw Gao Tianyao fall from the sky and fall to the ground with her own eyes. If he had fallen on his own, then it would have taken a lot of skill. Lady Lu, young Master Lu is right. I accidentally fell on my own. I'm fine now. Gao Tianyao was a stage 4 inner chi martial artist after all, so he was able to get up quickly after falling. Lu Shu glared at Gao Tianyao and reprimanded him, what an idiot. You can't even walk and fall. Get out of here. The corner of Gao Tianyao's mouth twitched violently. He was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. However, the other party was young Master Lu. Gao Tianyao didn't have the guts to offend young Master Lu, so he put on a smile and said, You're right, young Master Lu. I'm too stupid. I'll leave now. Gao Tianyao slipped away. Lu Bingbing hated this kind of people who were cowardly and cowardly. She cast a cold glance at Gao Tianyao. Hee, big brother Qiao Feng, if there's nothing else, I'll take my leave with Yang Can. Lu Bingbing and Lu Shu didn't seem to have a good relationship. They only greeted each other when they met and then ignored each other. Qin Feng wanted to play with Lu Shu and Yang Can for a little longer, but Lu Bingbing suddenly appeared. Qin Feng was in no mood to entertain these two idiots. He waved his hand impatiently and said, Get out of here. If you want me to remind you again, I'll have to ask my senior friends to pay a visit to the Lu and Yang family's old mansions. When Lu Shu and Yang Can heard Qin Feng's last sentence, they were so scared that their faces turned pale. They nodded hastily and ran away with their tails between their legs. Lu Bingbing was stunned for a long time. She knew Qiao Feng was Qin Feng, but how did Lu Shu and Yang Can become Qin Feng's underlings? This matter was too ridiculous. Director Lu, what should we do now? Lu Bingbing stood there in a daze. The dozen police officers behind her were also confused. Ah. You, go find the person in charge of Provincial Capital University and hand over the work to them. I have something to do here. I'll go after I'm done. Lu Bingbing quickly regained her composure and returned to her usual cold and capable self. The 10 or so subordinates received their orders and walked in an orderly manner toward the beautiful maiden combination. Lu Jia stared at Lu Bingbing with an excited expression. He suddenly extended a chubby hand and said with a chuckle, Fairy Lu, I'm the only son of the eldest grandson of the Lu family, one of the 5 small families. Pleased to meet you, bang. Before Lu Jia could finish his sentence, his huge body was sent flying. As soon as his body landed on the ground, Qin Feng said coldly, Go and help them. Are you trying to rebel? Chapter 644. After the annoying guys were gone, Qin Feng and Lu Bingbing looked at each other. There was a warm atmosphere around them. Bingbing, why do they call you fairy? Qin Feng asked. He had heard that Dongfang Qing Shui was also called a fairy in the soaring cloud mansion. Lu Bingbing gave a rare smile. Her smile could topple cities and countries. Those are just some stupid playboys in the provincial capital. I never cared. Then, Lu Bingbing's expression changed. She looked at Qin Feng seriously and said, By the way, are Lu Shu and Yang Ken your underlings? Yeah, those 2 little brothers are too useless. I'm very dissatisfied with them. Qin Feng said casually. Lu Bingbing slapped her forehead and looked at Qin Feng in disbelief. Why are they willing to be your underlings? You're not happy. Do you know how much power the 4 young masters of the capital have in the capital? How many people are fighting to be their lackeys? Lu Bingbing was indeed born in the Lu family in the provincial capital. However, she was a girl and her parents were collateral relatives of the Lu family. Therefore, she was not valued by the family. Her position in the Lu family was less than half of Lu Shu's. In fact, her position was similar to that of the nanny who raised Lu Shu. Therefore, Lu Bingbing knew the power and influence of the rich and powerful. That was why she was so shocked when she found out that Lu Shu had become Qin Feng's underling. It's a long story. If you have time, you can ask about what happened at the gathering of the rich and powerful in the soaring cloud mansion last night. Then, you'll understand. Qin Feng rarely spent time with Lu Bingbing, so he didn't want to talk about Lu Shu and the other annoying things. Qin Feng's gaze fell on Lu Bingbing's full breasts. He smirked. Lu Bingbing's cold face started to melt. Bingbing, how come your body doesn't change? You haven't eaten the blood qi pill, right? Unbeknownst to Lu Bingbing, Qin Feng's large hand was already on her waist. Lu Bingbing jumped in fright and wanted to get rid of Qin Feng. However, she looked around and saw that no one was paying attention to them, so she let Qin Feng touch her. I just finished a few cases today. I've been so busy these days that I didn't have time to eat the blood qi pill. I'm going to eat it tonight, Lu Bingbing said. I see. Qin Feng looked around with a smile. He pinched Lu Bingbing's waist and said, Bingbing, I'll go to your house to protect you tonight. Lu Bingbing slapped Qin Feng's hand away and said coldly, You wish. Why would I need you to protect me when I'm breaking through at home? I live in a high-class mansion. I don't need you to protect me when I'm breaking through at home. How could Lu Bingbing not see through Qin Feng's intentions? Qin Feng wanted to sleep at Lu Bingbing's place at night. Lu Bingbing blushed when she recalled the crazy scene in the interrogation room not long ago. Alright, I'm just joking. If you really want me to sleep with you, I'll have to think about it. Qin Feng said, pursing his lips. Lu Bingbing gritted her teeth and pinched Qin Fang's lower back. Who said I asked you to sleep with me? Stop dreaming. From today onwards, don't even think about touching me for half a year. Qin Feng and Lu Bingbing fooled around with each other. They were definitely a pair of quarrelsome lovers. Although Lu Bingbing's expression was cold, she was actually very happy. She felt that she was becoming more and more reliant on Qin Feng. Every time she was with Qin Feng, Lu Bingbing felt more at ease. Good evening, teachers and students of Provincial Capital University. Chang Xian's voice came from the stage after Qin Feng and Lu Bingbing quarreled for a long time. The sky gradually darkened. Chang Xian stood on the stage in a tight-fitting black uniform. When the lights shone on her tall and sexy body, tens of thousands of teachers and students in the audience cheered and screamed. Their cheers were as loud as thunder. Chang Xian held the microphone with a smile on her face. She waited until the noise from the audience faded away before she continued, "Welcome, everyone, to the Pretty Girls concert tonight. The concert will officially start in 10 minutes. Please sit on the grass and don't walk around. Please be careful." Chang Xian explained some things to take note of during the concert. The students sat cross-legged with excitement on their faces. They had been waiting for this moment for a whole day. While Qin Feng was admiring Chang Xian's body, he suddenly felt a burning pain on his waist. Then, he heard Lu Bingbing's icy voice, "You can't behave yourself even when I'm beside you. If you keep looking, I'll cripple you." Qin Feng quickly retracted his gaze and complained to Lu Bingbing, "You won't let me hug or touch you even when you're beside me. Can't I look at other people? You're too overbearing." Lu Bingbing opened her sexy mouth, but she couldn't find any words to refute Qin Feng. The sky was getting dark. Lu Bingbing scanned her surroundings like a thief. When she made sure no one was paying attention to them, she tilted her body and leaned on Qin Feng's shoulder. Qin Feng smirked and pulled Lu Bingbing into his arms. Lu Bingbing's body trembled, but she didn't struggle out of Qin Feng's embrace. The two of them sat at the back of the crowd like a pair of newlyweds in love. It was a strange feeling. Lu Bingbing was a little nervous and shy, but she found it hard to resist. The concert of the Pretty Girls duo officially began. Several lights shone on the stage, illuminating the sky. Everyone's gaze fell on the stage. Two young and sweet beauties gracefully walked up the stage. Wow! Rao Sherman. It's Rao Sherman. Cuckoo, cuckoo, we love you. Oh no, oh no. Both Sherman and Cuckoo are so beautiful. Which one should I choose to be my girlfriend? As soon as Rao Sherman and Zhang Cuckoo walked up the stage, the entire field was filled with excitement. The two girls merely stood on the stage with a microphone in their hands. They didn't even say a word or sing a song, but the fans were already so passionate. This was what true hardcore fans were like. Rao Sherman and Zhang Cuckoo were overjoyed when they saw the audience's enthusiastic reaction. Rao Sherman wore a white knee-length dress and a crystal crown on her head. Her slender legs were covered with colorful knee-high socks and snow-white canvas shoes. She looked sexy and elegant at the same time. Zhang Cuckoo was dressed in a cool denim patchwork outfit with a hip-hop hat on her head. There was a little star painted on her pretty face. From time to time, she would stick her tongue out at the audience. She was so adorable that they almost melted. The dazzling lights shone on the two girls as if it was daytime. The audience could clearly see the two girls' faces. A few male students were so excited that their breaths quickened. They were carried away on stretchers for treatment. "Hello, everyone. I'm Rao Sherman from the Pretty Girls duo. I'm Zhang Cuckoo from the Pretty Girls duo." When the crowd quieted down, Rao Sherman and Zhang Cuckoo took the microphone and introduced themselves. As soon as they spoke, the crowd cheered and screamed again. It was as if the stock market had encountered a bull market. Thank you very much for attending our concert tonight. Cuckoo and I are also students of Provincial Capital University. It's our honor to be able to return to campus and cheer for our juniors. Rao Sherman's voice was as melodious as the tinkling of spring water. The hearts of the male students melted when they heard her voice. Next, I'd like to thank Principal Wang and the leaders and teachers of Provincial Capital University. The leaders of the university contributed a lot to the success of this concert. I'd also like to thank Teacher Chang Xian and Teacher Chao Feng. Thank you for taking care of me. Rao Sherman said some words of gratitude before she started singing. This was just a formality, so the audience was already used to it. However, when Rao Sherman mentioned Teacher Chao Feng's name, the students in the audience exploded. The male students, in particular, cursed Teacher Chao Feng and his ancestors in their hearts. When they found out that Teacher Chao Feng was arranged to be the personal assistant of the pretty girls duo, they had a bad premonition. It seemed like Teacher Chao Feng had succeeded. Ow! Bing Bing, have you been eating too many crabs lately? Why do you keep pinching me? Qin Feng was holding Lu Bingbing contentedly when he felt a sharp pain in his thigh. Continue pretending. Boy, you really live up to the title of Acropolis City's #1 hedonistic young master. Why do you have to flirt with every beauty you see? Lu Bingbing glared at Qin Feng angrily. Qin Feng's philandering was driving her mad, but Lu Bingbing couldn't do anything about it. Qin Feng felt helpless. Why did Rao Sherman thank me for nothing? If she really wanted to thank me, why did she call me to her room in the middle of the night? This kind of verbal gratitude is so hypocritical. Hee hee. Bing Bing, don't misunderstand. This time, I was arranged to be the personal assistant of the beautiful girl group by the school leaders. This matter was arranged by Principal Wang, so I couldn't refuse it even if I wanted to. So, the two little girls thanked me, but it was just a formality. Qin Feng hastily hugged Lu Bingbing tightly and said all kinds of nice words to comfort her. Lu Bingbing believed him and felt a little guilty for pinching Qin Feng's thigh. Suddenly, Lu Jie's loud voice drifted from the front row. His voice was filled with excitement. Teacher Chao Feng, the superstar Rao Sherman mentioned your name and even thanked you. It seems like your action of fawning on Principal Wang and forcing him to make you the personal assistant of the pretty girls duo is not bad at all. Teacher Chao Feng, you're too awesome. Teach me how to pick up girls when you have time. Ouch! As soon as Lu Jie finished speaking, Qin Feng felt a sharp pain deep in his thigh. Qin Feng's thigh was almost crippled. Ah! Teacher Chao Feng, why did you kick my butt again? Lu Jie's blood-curdling scream came from midair. Lu Jie fell heavily on the empty ground behind Qin Feng. Qin Feng deliberately turned his body sideways to avoid looking at Lu Bingbing. Lu Bingbing was so angry that her delicate body trembled. She kicked Qin Feng and said, "You pervert. Don't even think of touching me for a year. Now, Kiki and I will officially begin our concert. We will first present the song, Because of You." Rao Sherman's melodious voice sounded. The pretty girls duo was about to start singing. Wow! I love this song the most. Sherman, we'll love you forever. It's starting. I'm so excited. My heart is beating so fast. Ah, ambulance. I'm going to faint. Because of You was the song that made Rao Sherman famous. It was also her fans' favorite song. Because of You, I won't give up on my dream. Because of You, there's light in front of me. We met in the summer 8 years ago. Time flies in the blink of an eye. I'm walking on the road of my dream, and it's all because of You. And you, where are you? Rao Sherman's temperament changed the moment she opened her mouth. She wore a snow-white short skirt and colorful knee socks. She stood quietly in the cold wind. Her fine black hair fluttered in the wind. Coupled with her ethereal and melodious voice, she sounded like a celestial being singing from the heavens. Zhang Coco also began to sing. She was dubbing Rao Sherman's voice to make the song richer and more profound. Chapter 645. Rao Sherman mainly focused on singing while Zhang Coco mainly focused on dancing. One was quiet while the other was active. Their teamwork was perfect. It was no wonder that so many Chinese fans adored the pretty girl group. They didn't need to resort to unspoken rules. They got to where they were with their own abilities. Rao Sherman's face was flushed as she sang until the end of the concert. Zhang Coco was sweating profusely after dancing for a whole night. The students screamed and screamed until their throats were hoarse from all the shouting. Even the chilly wind could not stop the students' passion. If it wasn't for Lu Bingbing's subordinate standing between the stage and the crowd, the students would have rushed to the stage, hugged the two superstars, and kissed them. The concert was coming to an end as the sky darkened. Rao Sherman and Zhang Coco stood on the stage. Both of them fanned themselves with their hands. Zhang Coco felt that the wind was not enough, so she tugged at her collar and started to shake. All of a sudden, all of the male students stood up and stared at Zhang Coco's collar like wolves and tigers. Zhang Coco was so frightened that she hastily pulled her shirt up. She didn't expect Qin Feng to know how to prevent her underwear from being exposed. When Qin Feng went to the hostel and saw her underwear, Zhang Coco still slept soundly. What was she thinking? Sigh. As soon as Zhang Coco covered her collar, the male students sighed and returned to their seats. Rao Sherman and Zhang Coco's mouths twitched violently. Dear students and teachers of Provincial Capital University, tonight's concert has come to an end. There will be 2 more concerts tomorrow and the day after. See you there. Rao Sherman said into the microphone. Her voice was slightly breathless, and it made the audience restless. That's great. The concert is free for 3 days. The pretty girl group is so awesome. I'll go buy a pair of binoculars later. We'll have plenty to watch tomorrow and the day after. After the concert, Lu Bingbing and her subordinates were busy maintaining order. Qin Feng and Chang Xian had already arrived beside Rao Sherman and Zhang Coco. This uncle is. As soon as Qin Feng arrived, Zhang Coco stared at him curiously. Before Zhang Coco could finish, Qin Feng interrupted her. Why are you looking at me like that? Call me Big Brother. Also, don't ask me who I am because I know you're wearing Doraemon underwear. Aw. You, how did you know? Zhang Coco covered her mouth in fright and looked at Qin Feng vigilantly. Rao Sherman and Chang Xian shook their heads helplessly and said nothing. Sherman, Kiki, Teacher Chow Feng and I will send you back to your dorms. Chang Xian was a little worried when she saw the chaos around them. Rao Sherman was also a little scared. She held Zhang Coco's hand tightly and refused to let go. Okay, let's go back. Qin Feng followed behind the 3 women, but they suddenly stopped after 2 steps. The sky was dark, and Qin Feng accidentally bumped into Zhang Coco's lower back. Oh! Uncle, why did you hit my waist? Zhang Coco shrieked. Chang Xian and Rao Sherman were speechless. They wished they could sew Zhang Coco's mouth shut. You suddenly stopped walking, and I didn't notice. You can't blame me for that. Qin Feng looked helpless. He really didn't do it on purpose. Zhang Coco sat down on the ground and refused to get up. She kicked her slender legs and whined, boo-hoo. I've been dancing for the whole night, and my bones are falling apart. I don't care. Uncle, you hurt my waist just now. You have to carry me back. Kiki, get up. You don't know Xiao Feng well, so how can you let him carry you? Rao Sherman hastily pulled Zhang Kuku up. She couldn't stand her bestie's silly behavior. Org. I don't care. If you don't want to carry me, then Sherman or big sister Chang Xan can carry me. I'm exhausted. Zhang Kuku refused to get up. Rao Sherman and Chang Xan's faces darkened. How could they carry Zhang Kuku? Beauty Kiki, why don't I carry you back? Zhang Kuku was so frightened that she jumped up from the ground. She reached into her collar and took out 2 yellow paper talismans. She glared at the willow tree and Yang Kan and yelled, "You 2 bastards. If you dare to come any closer, I'll burn you to ashes." Qin Feng was speechless when he saw the talismans Zhang Kuku took out from her clothes. Chang Axian didn't know the power of the fireball talisman. She looked at Zhang Kuku with a frightened expression. She thought Zhang Kuku's brain was fried. Lu Shu and Yang Kan's eyes flashed with coldness when they saw the fireball talisman. Yang Kan, in particular, took a step back instinctively. He was still traumatized after being burned by the fireball talisman last time. Please don't misunderstand, Beauty Kiki. Young Master Yang and I heard that you were tired, so we came to pick you and Beauty Sherman up. Our car is parked over there. You 2 must be hungry after your concert, right? Young Master Yang and I have booked a private room. Do you want to grab something to eat? Since Yang Kan and Lu Shu's planned to kidnap Qin Feng and Yang Kan, they decided to do it themselves. Rao Sherman and Zhang Kuku looked at them cautiously. They had been tricked once, so they wouldn't fall for it again. Ha! Why are you 2 lackeys here? Didn't the people in front leave? Qin Feng suddenly walked out with a grin. The sky was too dark, so Lu Shu and Yang Kan didn't see Qin Feng. Otherwise, they wouldn't have come. It's Big Brother Xiao Feng. Big Brother Xiao Feng, we went to Provincial Capital University and came back now. We're going to treat the 2 celebrities to a meal. Do you want to join us? Lu Shu and Yang Kan didn't know the relationship between Qin Feng and Rao Sherman. Lu Shu invited Qin Feng to join them, but Lu Shu knew that Qin Feng wouldn't go. It's already so late, and you want to have a meal. Don't tell me you want to hit on Sherman and Kiki. Let me tell you, I'm their personal bodyguard. If you dare to mess with them, I'll call my old friend and ask him to pay a visit to your family. Qin Feng's words almost scared the 2 of them to their knees. Lu Shu and Yang Kan looked bitter. They felt that Xiao Feng was their nemesis. Ahem. Big Brother Xiao Feng, I have something to do, so I'll go home first. The willow tree was so frightened that it turned around and ran. Yang Kan was a step too slow. After he regained his senses, he also hurriedly left. I also remember that I have a very important matter to deal with. Big Brother Xiao Feng, I'll take my leave first. Lu Shu and Yang Kan ran away in panic. Their silhouettes disappeared into the dark night. Chang Axian and the other 2 girls were still in a daze, especially Rao Sherman and Zhang Kuku. Their mouths were agape, and their faces were filled with disbelief. Wow! Uncle, you're so powerful. Even Lu Shu and Yang Kan are afraid of you. Uncle, let's be friends. Please take care of me in the future. Zhang Kuku was the first to regain her senses. She hugged Qin Feng's arm and started to act cute. Qin Feng instantly felt a ball of softness on his arm, and a fragrant scent assailed his nostrils. It was a wonderful feeling. Thank you so much, Teacher Xiao Feng, Rao Sherman thanked Qin Feng after she regained her senses. Qin Feng had done them a great favor this time. Even Chang Xan, who disliked Xiao Feng, put on a gentle expression and said, "Teacher Xiao Feng, let's send Sherman and Kiki back first." "Uncle, I want you to carry me back. I can't walk anymore." Zhang Kuku clung to Qin Feng's arm and swung it back and forth. Qin Feng was dazzled. "You're really lazy. All right, I'll agree to your request." By the time Qin Feng finished speaking, he had already carried Zhang Kuku on his back. His large hands were pinching Zhang Kuku's thighs. Rao Sherman and Chang Xian's faces turned green. "Xiao Feng, remember this, I don't want to see you for a year." Qin Feng had just carried Zhang Kuku on his back when he heard a cold voice behind him. Qin Feng shuddered. He knew it was Lu Bingbing's voice without turning around. "Teacher Chang Xian, Rao Sherman, don't just stand there. Let's go." Qin Feng carried Zhang Kuku on his back and ran like a rabbit. When Chang Xian and Rao Sherman regained their senses, Qin Feng had already disappeared. "Uncle, slow down. Sherman and big sister Chang Xian are gone. Don't tell me you're going to kidnap me and do something bad to me." Zhang Kuku looked around in the dark. She finally knew she had to protect herself. She took out a fireball talisman and pressed it on the back of Qin Feng's head. Then, she said seriously, "I have a fireball talisman with me. I only need to chant it and your head will explode." Chapter 646. The Pretty Girls concert had ended, and Lu Bingbing's team was about to leave. Lu Bingbing was still angry when she saw Qin Feng carrying Zhang Kuku on his back. She didn't follow the others back to the police station and drove straight back to her villa. Back in the empty villa, Lu Bingbing's mood became more and more depressed. She threw her coat on the sofa and sat on the sofa in a daze without eating. Lu Bingbing was angry with Qin Feng. She hated him to death, but he kept appearing in her mind. She couldn't get rid of him even if she wanted to. "Qin Feng, you bastard. You don't care about me anymore after taking my body. You used to pester me every day, and now you don't even care about me. Men are all like this. They don't cherish what they have. They're all ingrates." Lu Bingbing pouted and scolded Qin Feng angrily. She scolded Qin Feng's ancestors back and forth until she was tired. She collapsed on the sofa and suddenly remembered the blood qi pill that Qin Feng gave her. "Humph. Just you wait, brat. I'll beat you every day after I break through." Lu Bingbing quickly took out the blood qi pill. Her beautiful eyes sparkled as she looked at the blood-red pill in her palm. She was so excited that she almost forgot about Qin Feng's resentment. Lu Bingbing had longed for the blood qi pill since she was a child. The first blood qi pill in her life was not a gift from her family elders, but from Qin Feng. Thinking of this, Lu Bingbing's heart couldn't help but feel warm. The blood qi pill melted in her mouth, and a rich medicinal fragrance filled the villa's living room. Lu Bingbing's pupils suddenly widened. Her beautiful eyes shone brightly, and her face was filled with disbelief. She could feel the blood qi pill melting in her body and releasing abundant spiritual energy. This spiritual energy filled Lu Bingbing's meridians and flowed into her dantian. Her originally empty dantian was quickly filling up and expanding. As expected of a second-grade miraculous pill. "It's so powerful." Lu Bingbing's sexy red lips parted. Her face was flushed, and her breathing quickened. Her chest heaved up and down. She looked extremely seductive. She could feel the effects of the blood qi pill taking effect. She quickly sat up and started to circulate her inner qi. Time flew by, but Lu Bingbing was still immersed in cultivation. The spiritual energy in her body continuously circulated, and it flowed into her dantian over and over again, tirelessly. Rumble. Suddenly, a loud sound came from Lu Bingbing's body, as if something had exploded. In an instant, waves of refreshing and comfortable feeling spread throughout Lu Bingbing's body. It was the feeling of being released after being suppressed for too long. Lu Bingbing didn't feel nervous at all. Instead, she looked excited. She knew she had broken through. It only took Lu Bingbing an hour to break through from stage 2 inner chi to stage 3 inner chi. However, she didn't stop because she felt that there was still a lot of spiritual energy left in her body. She had a feeling that she could directly break through to stage 4 inner chi with the help of this dense spiritual energy. Lu Bingbing didn't even dare to think about reaching stage 4 inner chi without the help of pills. She had to figure it out on her own. A minor circulation was completed, followed by a major circulation. Lu Bingbing was drenched in sweat. Her sweat soaked her snow-white shirt, and it stuck to her skin. It contrasted with her black bra, making her look even more sexy. Lu Bingbing didn't care about this. She continued to circulate her inner chi to absorb the spiritual chi in her body. The originally rich and dense spiritual chi began to thin out. In the end, it was all absorbed and condensed by Lu Bingbing's dantian. Boom! Another loud sound came from Lu Bingbing's body. She had successfully broken through to stage 4 inner chi. Using a blood chi pill to break through from stage 2 inner chi to stage 4 inner chi in 3 hours, Lu Bingbing could be considered a very talented martial artist. Wow! I really broke through to stage 4 inner chi. It's simply unbelievable. Lu Bingbing's eyes widened. She felt the inner chi in her body increase by several times. She was so excited that she couldn't help but shout. Stage 4 inner chi was a watershed. Many martial artists were stuck at the edge of this realm and couldn't break through for the rest of their lives. Lu Bingbing originally thought that she could only break through to the peak of stage 3 inner chi. However, she had broken through to stage 4 inner chi. Bang! Lu Bingbing leaped into the air and landed in the middle of the living room. Her jade-like palm turned into a gust of wind, and a gust of wind broke out. Lu Bingbing didn't have any martial arts skills. She secretly heard the cultivation methods from her peers and her family, so she didn't have any special moves. She just punched and kicked randomly. Even so, Lu Bingbing was extremely excited when she felt the increase in her inner chi. Phew! After practicing for an unknown period of time, Lu Bingbing sat on the floor, panting. Her clothes and pants were soaked with sweat, and they were sticky and uncomfortable. Lu Bingbing unbuttoned her white shirt and took off her pants. She lay on the floor in her black underwear that made people's blood boil. It's so hot. Lu Bingbing suddenly cried out, giving herself a fright. That voice was too charming, and it made Lu Bingbing's heart itch. Lu Bingbing thought that it was because she had just broken through and practiced martial arts for a while. However, after a while, she felt that something was wrong. Why is my body getting hotter and hotter? Why does it feel like I'm getting restless? Lu Bingbing suddenly jumped up from the floor. She was stunned by a series of images that flashed through her mind. The scene of Qin Feng disciplining her in the interrogation room appeared clearly in her mind. No matter how much Lu Bingbing missed Qin Feng in the past, she would never think of such things. However, tonight, she felt that her body was a bit abnormal. 20 minutes later, Lu Bingbing walked out of the bathroom. Her snow-white skin still had dew on it, and her slender and perky body made people's mouths go dry. Lu Bingbing thought she would be fine after a cold shower. However, the moment she rushed out of the bathroom, she picked up her phone and called Qin Feng. "Hello, who's this?" Qin Feng was asleep, so his voice was groggy. Qin Feng. Hurry and find me. I need you. Lu Bingbing's voice was trembling. Qin Feng was so scared that he sat up and instantly lost all his sleepiness. Bing, are you okay? Were you threatened? Qin Feng frowned. He thought Lu Bingbing had been kidnapped. No, I'm at home. Hurry and come, I'll wait for you. Lu Bingbing hung up. Qin Feng was dumbfounded. He still didn't understand the situation. Lu Bingbing's voice was too abnormal. The more Qin Feng thought about it, the more worried he became. He hurriedly put on his clothes and rushed to Lu Bingbing's villa. When he arrived at Lu Bingbing's villa, the door opened before Qin Feng could press the doorbell. A lily-white hand suddenly grabbed Qin Feng and pulled him inside. The villa didn't have any lights on, so he couldn't see anything in the darkness. Qin Feng thought Lu Bingbing was kidnapped. He was about to attack her, but Lu Bingbing's familiar fragrance assailed his nostrils. Qin Feng hurriedly moved his hand that was going to chop Lu Bingbing's head to her waist. Slap! A crisp sound rang out. Qin Feng jumped in fright. He finally realized something was wrong. Why wasn't Lu Bingbing wearing any clothes? Bingbing, what are you doing? Are you okay? Qin Feng wanted to push Lu Bingbing away. He didn't believe that Lu Bingbing invited him to fight in the middle of the night. Lu Bingbing was still angry when the concert ended. She said she wouldn't talk to Qin Feng for a year. Lu Bingbing was pushed away by Qin Feng. In the next second, she pounced on him and hugged him tightly, unwilling to let go. Hurry and kiss me. Qin Feng felt that Lu Bingbing's body was like a big furnace. She seemed to have just taken a shower. Her skin was as smooth as jade, and there was a faint fragrance. However, Qin Feng suppressed the fire in his heart and pushed Lu Bingbing away. Bingbing, are you still angry? Let me explain. Qin Feng looked at Lu Bingbing sincerely. He wouldn't fall for it. He thought Lu Bingbing was testing his willpower. The angel herb in Lu Bingbing's body was activated to the extreme. She couldn't control the intense desire and pounced into Qin Feng's arms again. Qin Feng was determined to resist temptation and test, so he pushed Lu Bingbing away again. This scene repeated more than 10 times. Lu Bingbing couldn't take it anymore. She suddenly yelled at Qin Feng, "If you dare to push me away again, I'll shoot you. Hurry and lie down." Qin Feng was stunned. He was pushed down by Lu Bingbing while he was distracted. That's right, he was pushed down by a beauty. Then, Qin Feng finally realized that Lu Bingbing wasn't testing him. He didn't know what medicine this last took, but she became so proactive. Qin Feng and Lu Bingbing had sex twice. However, Qin Feng took the initiative both times. Moreover, Lu Bingbing didn't move much during the battle. She was even a bit shy. However, this time, Lu Bingbing insisted on being on top. Her body was as flexible and enchanting as a spirit snake. After a sleepless night, Lu Bingbing felt that it wasn't enough. Luckily, Qin Feng's body was strong enough. He didn't release it until the next morning. Lu Bingbing was finally satisfied. She lay motionlessly in Qin Feng's arms like an obedient and cute little bunny. Qin Feng lightly hugged Lu Bingbing, enjoying this warmth and contentment. "Aw. Why are you lying on my bed? Get off." Lu Bingbing lay for a while, then suddenly kicked Qin Feng off the bed. Qin Feng sat on the carpet and was dumbfounded. This woman was too evil. After using him, she turned her back on him. Was she even reasonable? "Bingbing, you called me here in the middle of the night and tormented me all night. How could you kick me?" Qin Feng looked at Lu Bingbing angrily. Lu Bingbing's charming face blushed. She clearly remembered what happened last night. She didn't know what happened to her last night, but she really wanted Qin Feng. What nonsense are you talking about? I don't understand. You stinking pervert, hurry up and leave my house. I said I won't let you touch me for a year. Don't even think about touching me again. Lu Bingbing was very guilty, so she spoke incoherently. Qin Feng was completely speechless. A woman's heart was like a needle at the bottom of the ocean. Then have a good rest. I'm going to school. Qin Feng got up and began to put on his clothes. Lu Bingbing glanced at Qin Feng's muscular body and her charming face blushed again. After putting on his clothes, Qin Feng left. Lu Bingbing looked at Qin Feng's back and really wanted to rush up and hug him. But in the end, she resisted the urge because she was still a bit shy. By the way, Bingbing, I found out that you've broken through to stage 4 inner chi. This is a chi strengthening pill. It's very helpful for martial artists below stage 6 inner chi. Also, this martial arts secret manual and the wind blade martial skill are for you. You can practice them if you like. Qin Feng suddenly appeared in the villa. He came and went without a trace like a ghost, scaring Lu Bingbing. When Lu Bingbing came back to her senses, she found that Qin Feng had really left. Chapter 647. When Qin Feng returned to the dormitory, he saw Prince William sitting by the door. He looked exhausted, so he must have been waiting here since last night. Professor Chow Feng, you're back. What time is it now? Prince William was very alert. He woke up when Qin Feng came to his side. Oh, it's still early. It's only 7 in the morning. You can continue sleeping, Qin Feng said with a smile. Only 7 in the morning. Then I'll sleep a bit more. Prince William was still sleepy and clearly hadn't woken up yet. He had just closed his eyes when he jumped up and exclaimed, "Fuck, it's already the second day." Professor Chow Feng, didn't we agree to chat in your dormitory last night? Why didn't you come back last night? Prince William did tell Qin Feng that he would look for Qin Feng last night, but Qin Feng had been called away by Lu Bingbing last night, so he had long forgotten about it. Oh, I had to go out last night. Qin Feng looked at Prince William with a puzzled expression and said, Prince William, did you have something important to talk to me about? Why did you fall asleep in front of my dormitory? Prince William stood up and patted the dust off his butt. He was very angry that Qin Feng stood him up, but he couldn't show it. Professor Chow Feng, let's talk inside. Qin Feng nodded and opened the door. The two of them walked in together. Prince William, if you have something to say, just say it. It's fine as long as you don't borrow money from me. Qin Feng sat at the table and poured 2 glasses of water. Professor Chow Feng, have you thought about what I said to you last time? Prince William asked tentatively. What did you say last time? Qin Feng acted as if he didn't know anything and deliberately kept Prince William in suspense. Prince William had an impatient look on his face and went straight to the point. Teacher Chow Feng, my family has the technology to transform arcana. Aren't you tempted? I have to go back to my family in a few days. Professor Chow Feng, are you willing to go back with me? Qin Feng's heart jumped. The William family was finally making their move. It seemed that choosing the location of the concert at the biological laboratory really made the William family nervous. So soon. I'm not ready yet. If I go to America with you, when will we come back? Qin Feng asked calmly. Don't worry, Teacher Chow Feng. I won't be staying for long. I'm just going to see my parents and ask my family to help you create a special ability. Then, you'll be as powerful as me. After that, we can come back. It'll be a week at most. Prince William saw that Qin Feng was tempted, so he quickly made up all kinds of lies to tempt him. Qin Feng fell silent. After a while, he said, "If it's really just going to America for a week, then I'm very interested. I'll just take it as a vacation. I promise it won't take more than a week because I came to China to study. If I go back for too long, I won't be able to keep up with my studies." Prince William quickly promised. This time, Qin Feng agreed. Okay. When will Prince William be going back? Do I still have to go through the visa procedures? Seeing that Qin Feng agreed, Prince William suppressed his excitement and said calmly, "Professor Chow Feng, you don't have to worry about the visa. My family is considered a big family in America. I will help you with these matters. I haven't confirmed the departure time yet, but the preliminary plan is to depart the day after tomorrow night. I'll look for you then. Just wait for my news." Qin Feng nodded and acted as if he was very excited to go abroad. At the same time, Qin Feng analyzed in his heart. If the departure time was set for the day after tomorrow night, would it mean that the William family was going to do something? Qin Feng thought for a while but couldn't figure it out. Although he had confirmed that the William family had infiltrated the country, he still couldn't find out the specific plan of the William family. After Prince William tricked Qin Feng, they chatted for a while and then left. He was probably going to report the news to Professor Mike. Qin Feng did not need to do anything. All he needed to do was to wait for Prince William to inform him when the William family was going to carry out their plan. Qin Feng went to bed and opened the Martial Artist Alliance's cell phone. He had been trying to meet Xiao 11 Lang recently, but Xiao 11 Lang had not replied. Ding dong. The Martial Artist Alliance's notification tone rang. Qin Feng opened the message. It was the Ancient Warrior Ruins Exploration Mission. The 10 Stage 6 Inner Chi martial artists for this mission had already signed up. The mission was scheduled to begin in 3 days. Those who signed up would meet at the entrance of Ghost Mountain 3 days later. Then, everyone would enter the depths of Ghost Mountain together. The person who posted the mission also created a group. The 10 people in the group were the 10 people who would take part in the mission. At this time, everyone was chatting, and Hua Yen was also chatting casually. "Billowy lady, how old are you?" A member of the Martial Artist Alliance called Golden Spear asked. He even sent a row of lecherous emojis. "None of your business." Billowy lady replied with a row of knives. She was still as hot-tempered as ever. "Hee, this beauty's character is quite spicy. It's to my liking. Look at how well our ID matches. Golden Spear versus Billows, do you think we should become offline friends?" Golden Spear continued to tease Hua Yen. Hua Yen sent a row of angry emojis and then went silent. Golden Spear continued to tease Hua Yen for a while. When Hua Yen ignored him, he went to look for another girl in the group. "Ice Fairy, are you there?" "What is it?" Ice Fairy was invisible. She only replied when someone called her name. The Ancient Warrior Ruins exploration mission is extremely dangerous. There are traps and secret passages in the ruins. Do you want me to protect you, Ice Fairy? Golden Spear sent a row of lecherous smiley emojis. This guy was a sex fiend. He flirted with every girl he saw. Crazy. Iceberg Jade Maiden sent an angry emoji and didn't say anything. Golden Spear was embarrassed after being slapped in the face by 2 girls. He purposely changed the topic and shouted at Green Wolf. It seemed like he wanted to vent his anger on Green Wolf. Why hasn't Green Wolf said anything? Don't tell me he's dead. Firstly, Qin Feng had signed up for this mission because he wanted to partner up with Hua Yen. Secondly, Qin Feng was preparing to forge a starry sky flying sword. However, he lacked a lot of materials and wanted to go to the ancient martial ruins to see if he could find these materials. When Qin Feng saw the person called Golden Spear playing around, he couldn't be bothered to pay attention to him. He didn't say anything after seeing the message. Is Green Wolf not interested in this mission? Group leader, do you want to kick him out and recruit a stage 6 inner chi expert? Hua Yan's sock puppet asked. Qin Feng's mouth twitched. He wanted to rush to Hua Yan's dormitory and beat her up. He quickly replied, big-breasted sis, who said I'm not here? Are you looking for trouble? Hua Yan knew Green Wolf's ID. She must have done it on purpose. Qin Feng was puzzled. Ever since he saved Hua Yan at Fengyun Fun City in Heping Town, this lass had been targeting him in the Martial Artist Alliance. Qin Feng couldn't figure out why. You're the one who didn't say anything. Why aren't you dead yet? Hua Yan argued with Qin Feng. Qin Feng was so angry that he clenched his teeth. I'll smack your butt when we assemble the day after tomorrow. Qin Feng replied. Golden Spear was unhappy. He shouted at Qin Feng, hey, Green Wolf is very arrogant. Do you dare touch my big-breasted sis? Don't be afraid, big-breasted sis. I'll protect you. Hua Yan sent a series of vomiting emojis and said, who's your big-breasted sis? Don't flatter yourself. The group moderator couldn't stand it any longer and suddenly spoke up. Stop arguing. This group is created for the convenience of posting mission information and information. If you want to argue, do it in private. The group moderator's name was White Cloud. As soon as he spoke, everyone stopped talking. Qin Feng was a little puzzled. He casually opened White Cloud's member information and saw that his Martial Art Alliance account had been upgraded to level 6, and he had more than 1,000 points. Qin Feng immediately understood that this guy must be an old monster. As soon as White Cloud shouted, the group became silent. The arrogant and lecherous Golden Spear didn't say anything. Qin Feng didn't want to chat with these people, so he turned off the Martial Artist Alliance account. P.S. I'm only 50 votes away from being overtaken by the gods. I've been in 10th place for more than 20 days. This month will end in 11 days. Hang in there, everyone. Chapter 648. Qin Feng entered the Hedonist sovereign system and arrived at the Hero Palace. The Hero Palace was surrounded by a vast starry sky. Millions of stars twinkled in the sky, and each star represented a peerless expert. Shimin Chui Shua and Ouyang Feng stood on either side of Qin Feng. Shimin Chui Shua of Wanmei Villa greets Master. Ouyang Feng of White Camel Villa greets Master. The two greeted Qin Feng respectfully as soon as he entered the palace. Qin Feng waved his hand at the two of them, and they straightened their bowed bodies. Qin Feng sighed as he watched the twinkling stars in front of him. If he could earn enough hedonist points, he could summon these peerless experts to Earth. What a spectacular scene that would be. Little pig, what's this Heroes Alliance? How do I open it? Qin Feng came back to his senses after he sighed, and his thoughts returned to business. Master, the Hero Alliance is a sect recognized by the system. Master can spend hedonist points to open the Hero Alliance and recruit powerful experts from Earth. Anyone who joins the Hero Alliance can use the time-space gate to transport items or even living creatures. Master can also share some of your skills with everyone in the Hero Alliance. Everyone can also communicate through the Hero Alliance. In short, it's something that has no drawbacks. Little Pig explained. Qin Feng was dumbfounded. The Hero Alliance was really something. It could transport items or even living creatures through the time-space gate. Did this mean that it could transport people? Qin Feng couldn't help but imagine himself in the provincial capital. If he suddenly missed Xiao Ling Xian in the middle of the night, he could ask her to join the Hero Alliance and send her to his bed. How wonderful would that be? Master, I can't believe you thought of using the spatial gate to do something like this. I'm speechless. Master, stop daydreaming. Although you've completed a mission and obtained the spatial gate, the Hero Alliance can only use the spatial gate after it reaches the Golden Alliance rank, Little Pig interrupted Qin Feng's daydream. Master, I can't believe you're thinking of using the spatial gate. Qin Feng hadn't opened the Hero Alliance yet, so he didn't know what the Golden Alliance was. Qin Feng withdrew his thoughts and looked at the Hero Alliance. It cost 30,000 Hedonist points to activate the Hero Alliance. Activate. Qin Feng willed, and the 67,000 Hedonist points in the system instantly became 37,000. Suddenly, a loud sound rang out. The red door in front of Qin Feng flashed with golden light and slowly opened. An ancient aura came out from the door, causing Qin Feng to feel a sense of majesty. Ding! Congratulations, host Qin Feng, for completing the first side quest of founding the mountain and successfully establishing the Heroes Alliance. The system rewards host Qin Feng 10,000 hedonist points and a pair of white cloud boots. In the next second, 2 dragon roars came from the dragon and phoenix rankings in the Heroes Alliance. The brass rankings flashed, and Ouyang Feng and Shimen Chui Shui's names appeared on the boards below Qin Feng. It's really possible. Qin Feng was excited when he saw the changes on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings. The second side mission of the founder was to recruit 10 Stage 6 Inner Chi disciples and above to join the Heroes Alliance. Qin Feng had recruited 2 of them in the blink of an eye. After he was done with the Heroes Alliance, Qin Feng fell asleep on his bed. Lu Bingbing was too wild last night, and Qin Feng was exhausted. Qin Feng slept until the afternoon, and he was woken up by Chang Xian's phone call. The concert was about to start, but Chang Xian didn't see Qin Feng, so she called to cause trouble for him. Qin Feng hung up the phone with a helpless smile on his face. He quickly put on his clothes and rushed to the biology laboratory in the old campus. Although it was the second night of the Pretty Girls concert, the venue was still unusually lively. The number of students attending the concert increased, and rows of students watched the concert with binoculars. Those who didn't know better would think that it was a military exercise. The concert had just begun when Qin Feng arrived at the scene. Rao Sherman's heavenly voice resounded across the spacious sports field. As usual, Zhang Kuku focused on dancing. Her sexy and lively movements had won her a lot of loyal fans. Qiao Feng, what took you so long? Where the hell have you been? Chang Xian walked up to Qin Feng with a straight face as soon as he arrived. I overslept, said Qin Feng awkwardly while scratching his head. Qiao Feng was the personal assistant of the Pretty Girls. How could he oversleep during such an important event like the concert? Chang Xian was even more furious when she heard Qiao Feng's words. Sleep, sleep, sleep. You only know how to sleep. Are you a pig? You slept for a day and a night. Who said I slept for a day and a night? I didn't sleep well last night, did I? Qin Feng curled his lips and said. You don't sleep at night and sleep during the day. Do you think you're a rat? Chang Xian didn't know what was wrong with her. She suddenly liked the feeling of bickering with Qiao Feng. I watched TV all night. Is that okay? Qin Feng also realized that Chang Xian liked to cause trouble for him. Don't tell me this lass has fallen in love with me again. Sigh. This is the problem of a charming man. Chang Xian's expression changed when she heard that Qin Feng had stayed up all night watching TV. When Chang Xian saw Qin Feng indulging himself in sensual pleasures, she mistakenly thought that Qin Feng was watching porn last night. When she recalled that Qin Feng was hiding in the dorm next to hers and watching porn the whole night, she wondered if he was fantasizing about her during that time. Chang Axian felt uncomfortable all over her body. You pervert. You're disgusting. Chang Axian blushed and stormed away in a huff. Qin Feng was baffled. He stared at Chang Axian's perky buttocks for a while and mumbled to himself, did this woman take her medicine before going out? Yes, that must be it. After Chang Axian left, Qin Feng started to wander around the grassland. Lu Shu and Yang Kan were absent tonight, so Qin Feng wasn't worried about the safety of Zhang Kuku and Rao Sherman. After all, there were a dozen police officers guarding the stage, so the students wouldn't do anything reckless. However, Lu Bingbing didn't lead the team tonight. She seemed to be hiding from Qin Feng. Suddenly, Qin Feng's footsteps came to a halt. A glint flashed in his deep eyes. He saw a familiar face among the fans. It was teacher Yun Xiao. Yun Xiao and Yun Zhe came together. Both of them were sitting in the last row. Yun Xiao wore a red woolen blouse, a short skirt, and black cotton socks. Her slender and beautiful legs were very eye-catching. Ever since Qin Feng had sex with Yun Xiao at the Fei Tian bar, he hadn't seen her again. In the blink of an eye, almost half a year had passed. Now that he saw Yun Xiao sitting quietly in the crowd, and she was such a beautiful lady, Qin Feng hurriedly walked over to her. Friend, what can I do for you? Just as Qin Feng walked over, Yun Zhe stood up and blocked Qin Feng. Qin Feng was surprised when he saw Yun Zhe and Yun Xiao sitting together. Both of them have the surname Yun. Are they brother and sister? Qin Feng carefully sized up Yun Zhe. He really did look a little similar to Yun Xiao. Yun. Cough cough, friend, I'm teacher Qiao Feng from the Capital University. I'm in charge of maintaining order and safety at the concert. You don't seem to be a student from the Capital University. Qin Feng almost called out Yun Zhe's name, so he quickly changed his words. After Yun Zhe found out Qin Feng's identity, the vigilance between his brows relaxed. He smiled and said to Qin Feng, Hello, teacher Qiao Feng. My sister and I are from the capital city's Yun family. My sister likes the beautiful girl group, so I accompanied her to watch the concert tonight. Don't worry, teacher Qiao Feng, we are not bad people, nor do we have any ill intentions. Hearing Yun Zhe's words, Qin Feng was amazed in his heart. Yun Zhe and Yun Xiao were really siblings. Qin Feng had met Yun Zhe in Acropolis City, and Yun Zhe had even taken the initiative to acknowledge Qin Feng as his big brother. Qin Feng also liked Yun Zhe's character, and even gave the orange equipment fire rod that he had obtained from the Sima family's old man in Acropolis City to Yun Zhe. Hee, little brother Yun Zhe, don't worry. I have no intention of chasing you away. I just think that your sister is very beautiful, so I wanted to come over and get to know you. Qin Feng looked at Yun Xiao with a smile. The reason he said this was because he wanted to find out about Yun Xiao's current situation. Back then, Yun Xiao had left Acropolis City because of her family's forced marriage. Later on, Qin Feng had Dongfang Mingwang stop the marriage that the Yun family had arranged for Yun Xiao. However, Qin Feng was still a little worried. After all, Yun Xiao was already Qin Feng's woman. Teacher Qiao Feng, my sister doesn't like to make friends. Please leave. Yun Zhe, who was kind a moment ago, instantly became cold. He could not allow anyone to have any ideas about his sister.